Welcome into the Gatemen Baseball Network. It's the pregame show as the Wareham Gatemen at 2-3 get set to take on the 2-1 Brewster Whitecaps. Jack Sadighian alongside Nick Magas. And we'll start with the standings, Nick, in the West. That's the most important thing right now. The Bourne Braves kind of running away with things. 10 points, they're 5-0, but it is a mix the rest of the way.
Yeah, well, you said it right there. It's early, so we don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but they are starting to run away with it just a little bit early in the season. They come in at 5-0 after beating Wareham last night. They look really, really sharp on the mound. The bats are still getting going for them a little bit, but pitching is what it takes to win games, and that's what they've been doing thus far.
The Braves beat the Gatemen last night 6-5, but we'll go over the standings really quick. Bourne Braves 5-0, 10 points. Falmouth at 2-1 with 5 points. Cotuit and Wareham tied with 4 points, and Hyannis with 2 points. So that's the situation in the West. But last night the Gatemen missed out on an opportunity. They out-hit the Braves 14-7 and still somehow lose 6-5. I mean, it was just a heartbreaker, Nick.
Well, it's been the same situation for a few games now. It's been runners in scoring position that they can't bring home, and they got the bats going. They took out-hit Bourne 14-7, like we said. But at the end of the ball game was the real killer. It was the nail in the coffin when Cade Kern reached third base, down 1 run without anybody out in the top of the 9th inning, and he didn't come home to score.
Yeah, the Gatemen left him loaded in the 9th. They left 11 on base overall. 6 of those runners in scoring position. So it was really tough, Nick. But we've seen some stars start to emerge for the Gatemen, most notably Owen Diodati leading the league with 3 home runs, and he's tied for the lead with 9 RBIs.
Well, he was not showing off the power like he had earlier in the season last night, but 3 for 4 with 3 singles and a sac fly. Really hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the other name that really broke out last night in the power arena was Cade Kern. 1 for 4 with a home run and a walk, but that home run was a mammoth shot. It was a 3-run shot, cut the deficit to 6-4 in a big situation. And what do we hear? It traveled 434 feet?
Yes, 434 feet. That was a 100 feet past the wall in left field. The outfielder did not move a single step.
Didn't take a step. It cleared the bullpen. It cleared the batting cage. And this is a guy who's coming off his freshman year at Ohio State, just hit 2 home runs this year. So the power is certainly there. We hadn't seen him show it off until last night, but oh boy, he's in the cleanup spot tonight, and you better get ready. It's going to be a fun rest of the season with him in the lineup.
Yeah, Diodati batting third. You've got Kern batting third.
He's batting fourth tonight.
Okay. Diodati batting third and Kern batting fourth. Yep. And the newcomer, Jack Branning, got his first start last night.
Yes, just 1 for 5 with an infield single. He's coming off a nice season at Notre Dame. He's in the 7th spot tonight. Sweet swing, real short, quick to the baseball. It might take him a little bit to get the bat going, but we're excited to see what he can do. Probably changing out at third base with Justin Williams later in the year in the DH spot tonight.
Now let's take a look at the opponent. The Brewster Whitecaps were kind of like the Gatemen. They started out the season a little slow, a tie and then 2 straight losses, but they've now come back with 2 straight wins. Pretty good pitching and some new bats in the lineup have helped them out, Nick.
Well, Sean Gusenberg showed up in Brewster a couple days ago. He was planning on heading to the draft league this year, came to Brewster, and has quickly established himself as probably the best bat in that lineup. He's a Northwestern guy, hit his first home run last night, drove in the only 2 runs of the ball game in that 2-0 win over Cotuit. He's batting in the cleanup spot tonight. Top to bottom, though, they have some bats in this order. Starting Harry Rutkowski on the mound, had his first start rained out, but pitched a nice, clean 2 innings, and he'll be in good shape coming into this one with his unofficial Cape Cod League debut.
Yeah, he went 2 innings, struck out 4, scoreless, but it didn't count. So this is technically his Cape League debut today, as his last game was rained out, ruled a no contest. We'll go ahead and toss to the third member of our team, Julia Joseph. She had Don Sneddon just moments ago for our manager show.
I'm here with manager Don Sneddon. Now, yesterday you guys were down 5-1 in the 4th and wound up coming back to lose by just 1 run. What does this say about the team's ability to rally at the plate?
Well, I wish we didn't have to do that. I would like to be ahead all the way through. So, but we play the game. It's 9 innings long. That's what we like about baseball. It's not determined by a clock. You can't just keep the ball and bounce it and let the clock run out. So they came back, and we just need to put the ball in play and didn't get it done. Recovered from giving them 4 runs without them getting a base hit or anything else, just walks. And so they didn't have to do anything. And it's tough to come back from that in this league with the caliber of pitching. So I am pleased with that. So that's the positive takeaway. The negative takeaways, we just need to put the ball in play in 3 different situations, and we didn't get that done. We struck out and left runners stranded out there.
Right, so as you were touching on the runner's standpoint, you guys have runners in scoring position, yet it's difficult to drive them into the plate. What are you guys working on in practice to fix this?
Well, it's the same swing and everything else. You just can't get too amped up. They're trying to do too much in those situations when all I need is a base hit or whatever. They're trying to hit that, 3-run home run and there's only one guy on base type of thing. So they'll learn, and they come from good schools. It's a maturity process, and it's a confidence thing that they have to keep working on, and as the season goes along, they'll get that confidence. But you don't have to change too much in practice. We're doing the right things. It's just a matter of good reps and them getting back into it and believing in themselves and their skills.
So tonight, Richard Fitz is starting at the mound. What are you excited to see from him?
Same thing last time. This is his last outing. He's a draft and follow, or be a drafted player on this, so this is his last tune-up before the draft, and we'll wish him well. So I expect him to come out and pitch just as well as he has in the past.
And do you change your coaching approach to the guys that you'll be losing in a couple weeks, or?
No. And it's mainly just pitching. We don't have any position players like that, so the pitchers are just coming out and basically getting their innings in, getting the exposure they need to to the scouts. And they're professional about it, and we know that. It's going to be tough because after July 1st, we have 12 brand new pitchers coming in that I've never seen pitch. So it's almost like starting over. So that'll be a challenge.
What do you anticipate that transition with the new players looking like?
Well, there are guys that are coming in all pitched. They're all college guys, so they know how to pitch. But when's the last time they pitched competitively is a big question. They've been throwing bullpens, but that's not facing hitters. So some of them may have been a month since they actually get on a mound and face a hitter. So there's going to be a little bit of time in there, and that's what I'm worried about. We don't have a lot of time this year since there's only 2 teams in the playoff. We can't dig ourselves in a hole.
All right, thank you, Don. Back to you guys.
First pitch just moments away. We'll be back with starting lineups in a moment.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys.
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports.
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan and Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce.
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce.
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Baseball Factory's vision is to guide both players and parents through the college recruiting process into professionally trained players in order to find a school that is the right fit, both academically and athletically. Contact us at 877-752-6025.
Back from Spillane Field, getting ready for the first pitch of this ball game between the Wareham Gatemen and the Brewster Whitecaps. Nick Magas here on the Gatemen Baseball Network alongside Jack Sadighian, and we'll take you through the starting lineups this evening. Batting leadoff for the Gatemen in the shortstop spot, he switched back for tonight's game, is Jim Jarvis, coming off a nice night in Bourne, 2 for 5 with a couple of singles. In the 2 spot is Cade Fergus. Didn't play last night, but when you're on base 7 of 8 times over the course of the year, you need to have him in the 2 spot. Owen Diodati in his usual place, batting third, playing left field. In the cleanup spot after a big home run last night, Cade Kern playing right field. Batting fifth and catching is number 8, Jimmy Crooks. At the hot corner, wearing number 15 in the 6th spot, Justin Williams. The designated hitter, starting the game for the second time this year, is Jack Brannigan out of Notre Dame. At first base, wearing number 24. In the 8th spot, Angelo Despina. And at second base, in his usual spot, rounding out this Gateman order, Cody Jeffries. Flipped over for Brewster, who will come up first in the top of the first inning. It's Porter Brown playing center. Colin Davis DHing. In the 3 spot, Gavin Cross playing right field. In the cleanup spot, Sean Gusenberg playing second base. In the 5 spot, the first baseman, Will Simpson. Dylan Carter following him, playing center field. And then 7, 8, 9 is Zach Neto, Curtis Byrne, and Alex Freeland. On the mound tonight for the Gatemen, Richard Fitz, the man out of Auburn. First Cape Cod appearance was last Monday, the home opener. He came in relief of Larson Kindreich.
Yeah, went 1 2/3, gave up 4 runs, 3 hits, Nick. He's got a 2-seam slider and a changeup. Really just struggled a little bit with his control in his last outing, but he's shown some good stuff. Definitely a capable pitcher.
No doubt about that. It's a different feeling when you're starting a game. You get to control the pace a little bit more. You get to set the tempo the way you want it in the early going. So after coming out of the bullpen, it'll be Richard Fitz on the mound tonight to start it off. On the other side, Harry Rutkowski, the man out of Rutgers. You'll see him take the mound in the bottom of the first. But the Whitecaps will come to the plate here in the early going. It's Porter Brown, the center fielder, stepping into the left-handed batter's box. And Fitz will work out of the windup and get us underway here in Wareham. Just past 6:30 local time as the first pitch is a fastball out and away. Ball 1. The 1-0 from Fitz, swing and a miss. Porter Brown just out in front of that one. Evens the count at 1 apiece.
Interesting that he's batting leadoff, considering he's 0 for 9 with 6 strikeouts so far this season.
The 1-1 from Fitz. Fastball fouled off to the left side, out of play. Crooks will get a new ball from the umpire, and we'll do it again at 1-2.
That being said, though, only played a few games, and he was a .342 hitter this past season for TCU. 3 homers, 30 RBIs.
Here's the 1-2 from Fitz. Game with an off-speed pitch that time, fouled off in the same spot. Porter Brown hanging tough with 2 strikes. Fitz kicks and fires. Called strike 3 on the inside corner. He dotted a fastball for his first K of the evening, and the leadoff man for the Whitecaps is retired.
Great start for Fitz. Big strikeout. That's always great for your confidence, especially when you've had a little bit of a rough outing. Your last time out, you come out, strike out the first hitter. Huge start. And Fitz is a very relaxed guy. I mean, he doesn't let a lot get to him when you're just chatting with him. He's very laid back.
Very laid back, but trying to work quickly here. Standing on the rubber long before Colin Davis finally stepped into the box. Davis in the 2 spot tonight. Fouled the first pitch he saw off to the right.
And he's had a great start to his Cape League season. 4-year starter in the outfield for Wofford. He's hit over 300 all 4 seasons for them.
Blew a fastball by him. It's strike 2.
Where he can really do damages on the bases. Already stolen 7 bases. It's in 5 games, and he hasn't been caught once yet.
The 0-2 from Fitz. Fastball upstairs, out. Yeah, you said 7 stolen bases. He's only been on base 8 times this year. So 7 stolen bases in 8 trips. As here's the 1-2 from Fitz. Breaking ball blocked nicely by Crooks. Evens the count at 2.
I think you go back fastball here. Went fastball, then breaking ball in the dirt.
He struck out Porter Brown a moment ago with the fastball. Here's the 2-2 to Davis. Went upstairs with the fastball, missed high. And now it's 3-2. Fitz right back on the rubber. He wants to get it going quickly here. The payoff pitch out of the windup, chopped foul left side.
Windy day out today, Nick. We might see some balls fly. They were flying in batting practice. Wind blowing straight out to right and whipping that flagpole out in right field.
There's some lefty juice in this Gatemen order, no doubt. And that could pay dividends tonight, that wind going out to right. The 3-2, called strike 3 once again. 2 strikeouts in the first 2 batters for Richard Fitz. Both of them go down looking, and that'll bring up Gavin Cross, the 3-hitter.
Yeah, Davis thought that was off the plate, but a nice pitch from Fitz. Just catches the outer edge. Excuse me.
It was a tough night for the Gatemen in terms of balls and strikes being called last night, as the first pitch to Cross popped out of play.
Yeah, and I think what you mean by that is Samillo's last at bat. Bases loaded in the 9th. He got 2 questionable strike calls. 1 and 2 count, then had to swing at a fastball. Struck out, ended the game.
It's coming right at these hitters. Here's the 0-1. Fouled off once again. The Gatemen were down 1 in the 9th last night. Kate Kern walked to lead off the inning, reached third on a Diodati single, and then was stranded at third base, with Bourne coming back to strike out the side. Here's the 0-2 from Fitz. Chopped foul once again.
You hope that the Gatemen got all their bad luck last night, because they out-hit the Braves 14-7, still lost, left 11 on base, 6 in scoring position. It was just such a good game outside of a couple moments.
That ball smoked out to right field, and that one's not coming back. Gavin Cross gets an 0-2 fastball and launches it to right field to give the Whitecaps a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first. That is an absolute killer if you're a pitcher. Fitz was dealing. He struck out the first two, got ahead of Cross 0-2, and just made a mistake right there. I said it was a fastball. I don't know if that was the case. Very likely that he hung a breaking ball in that situation, but either way, Cross got his barrel to it, launched it to right, and the Whitecaps are up 1. So into the right-handed batter's box now steps Sean Goosenberg, playing second base tonight. Fouls the first pitch he sees back to the screen.
Well, we said the wind was blowing out to right, but Cross didn't need any of that wind. Absolutely destroyed the baseball.
The 0-1 to Goosenberg, taken for a ball just below the zone. Fitz out of the windup once again, the 1-1. Grounded to the shortstop. Gobbled up by, Cody Jeffries didn't get a handle on it. And then throws to Despina and still has time to make the play. Goosenberg is cut down after Cody Jeffries bobbled it, recovered, and made the play. But the damage is done here in the top of the first inning. Gavin Cross with a solo shot to right puts the Whitecaps up 1. We're going to the Gatemen half of the first. We'll be back in a moment.
With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent or for live music. Located on Route 105 in Marion.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to coordinating and delivering the highest quality healthcare services which enhance the health of all Cape Cod residents and visitors. You can expect this level of patient-centered care throughout our entire healthcare system.
Imagine waking up to a seaside breeze, a fishing fleet leaving for work, and a crimson sun rising over seals relaxing on the sandbars. This is the experience of Chatham Bars Inn, Cape Cod's premier resort and spa. To learn more about Cape Cod's finest luxury hotel, resort, and spa, visit chathambarsinn.com.
Back on the Gatemen Baseball Network, it's Nick Magas alongside Jack Sadighian with Wareham coming to the plate in the bottom of the first inning. Richard Fitz struck out the first two batters he faced in the top half before giving up a solo home run to Gavin Cross. That is where we stand right now. The Whitecaps with a 1-0 lead, and taking the mound now for Brewster is Harry Rutkowski.
Yeah, big left-hander. He's got a fastball, curveball, and a changeup through 2 innings in a no-contest rainout against Hyannis, but 2 scoreless innings, 4 Ks. So this is technically his official Cape Cod League debut, but he's already impressed so far on the Cape.
So the normal leadoff hitter coming up for the Gatemen, it's Jim Jarvis, who was 2 for 5 with a couple of base hits last night. As he digs in and waits for the first pitch from the Brewster southpaw. Gets a fastball, takes it on the outside part of the plate, 0-1.
So Jarvis moving over from second to short today, but he's been in that leadoff spot every game for the Gatemen and done a tremendous job.
The 0-1. Fastball taken just a bit too low. Both of these pitchers working quickly in the early going. It was Fitz and now Rutkowski. Here's the 1-1. Fastball grabbed the corner once again, 1-2. I love Jarvis's 2-strike approach.
Oh, it's so good. And he's got a huge hole up the middle. It's exactly where he hits it every time. I mean, I'm surprised nobody shifted him outside of Katuitt.
Well, nobody really has numbers on these guys quite yet, at least not Cape Cod League numbers. There are only a handful of games into the season as Jarvis steps out.
Katuit, I think they just did it to every lefty batter, so that's why the Gatemen ended up having a bunch of groundouts up the middle. But that's a go-to spot for him. Jeffries as well.
So Jarvis crouches, chokes up about 6 inches toward the barrel of the bat, and now it's Rutkowski's turn to step off.
It's worked for him, too. His two-strike approach has gotten him plenty of hits.
Certainly takes away his power potential, but the barrel control is exponentially increased in a situation like that as he hits a ground ball to second base. On a couple of hops is Gusenberg to make the play and record out number 1.
So he made contact, just got caught, rolled over, opened up his shoulder, and easy out for Brewster.
So here comes Cade Fergus, who hit his first home run of his Cape Cod League career a couple of nights ago right here at home. That was against Orleans. He was out of the lineup last night, but back here in the 2 spot. 2 for 3 on the season with a home run and a bunt single. Takes strike 1 right there. He also has 5 walks to his name.
Yeah, I mean, no coach is going to complain when you get on base 7 out of 8 plate appearances.
No balls and a strike to Fergus as he sends that pitch deep to left field. Off the wall it goes. Fergus around first base. Looked like it had a chance for a minute, but it hit halfway up the wall. Porter Brown there to collect it. And into second base is Cade Fergus with a 1-out double.
His dominance continues. This time he goes to left center. He's got a lot of opposite field power. That's where he hit his home run a couple games ago to dead right field, but crushed that one. Looked like it had a chance to get out, like you said. Big double from Fergus. That's a tying run on second base.
So now here's the man who's off to one of the hottest starts in the Cape Cod League thus far. It's Owen Diodati. With a runner in scoring position, a 1-0 deficit for the Gatemen as he takes the first pitch for a ball.
Yeah, super hot start. Batting .450, that's third in the league. 3 homers, that leads the league, and 9 RBIs, tied for first in the lead with Michael Curiali and Jace Borfin of Falmouth.
He had what we would call, relatively speaking, a quiet night for him last night. 3 for 4 with 3 singles and a sac fly. As he gets a fastball low and away, takes it for ball 2. Cade Fergus doubled a moment ago. He now stands at second base. And a hitter's count with 2 balls and no strikes on Owen Diodati. Lefty on lefty as Rutkowski comes set. Checks the runner, now comes home. Swing on a miss on what looked like an off-speed pitch right there. I think that was the changeup and sends the count to 2-1.
There wasn't a lot of movement on it, though. Yeah, I think Diodati just was a little confused because it was off speed and ended up being right down the middle.
Well, he kept the arm speed the same. Exactly what you want to do with a good changeup. Just slowed it down a little bit. Diodati was out in front of it, and now it's 2-1. Diodati calls time. He's done that a number of times this season when a pitcher's making him wait just a bit too long, unafraid to call time and step out of the box.
You mentioned this to me the other day. The batter controls the pace, and sometimes they let the pitcher control it.
Diodati swings through strike 2, evens the count.
And when you're a hitter, you could step out of the box, you can do whatever you want, then work your way back in. A pitcher's trying to quick pitch you. You could take all the time you want to slow down his rhythm, and Diodati does a great job of that.
Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Diodati goes down on strikes.
Nice pitch, high fastball. Got Diodati to chase. Still another chance, though, with Kern coming to the plate. It's been the power man recently, Nick. You don't want to continue the trend that you had last night. That's been the Gatemen really this season thus far through 5 games. Leaving guys on base, missed opportunities, leaving runs on the table.
That has been the case. Cade Fergus stuck at second base now with 2 outs. Kern at the plate. And he sends a line drive to center field. Coming on is Dylan Carter, and he will be there to make the play. And that will retire the side. So the Gatemen threaten with yet another runner on a 1-out double from Cade Fergus, but Cade Kern lines out to end the inning, and Rutkowski gets out of the first unscathed. We'll go to the top of the second. It's a 1-0 lead for the Whitecaps here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod Coca-Cola has been proudly refreshing the community for over 30 years, and we're honored to support the Cape Cod Baseball League and many other wonderful organizations on the Cape.
Cape Cod Healthcare is committed to providing tools and resources for your sustained well-being. We recognize the vital role of preventative medicine in your health journey and want to help you not only get well, but stay well.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. We offer over 400 different beverage choices on Cape Cod to quench every thirst, and more than 150 of those are low or no-calorie options.
Earn a bachelor's or master's degree, complete a certificate, or take a single course through the Division of Continuing Education and Graduate Studies at Curry College. In-person and high-flex classes run days, evenings, and weekends in Milton and Plymouth. To learn more about the programs in business, accounting, criminal justice, education, nursing, and more, visit curry.edu.
Back from Spillane Field and the top of the second inning coming your way on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Will Simpson, Dylan Carter, and Zach Netto will lead it off for the Brewster Whitecaps, who have a 1-0 lead over Wareham. Richard Fitz back on the mound, comes with a first pitch fastball and gets a strike.
Outside of one hanging breaking ball, great inning in the first for Fitz, and unfortunately that breaking ball was taken to deep right field.
Fitz continues to work quickly, gets a breaking ball over the plate. Framed nicely by Jimmy Crooks, and that's strike 2. 0-2 on Simpson. Here's the pitch. Called strike 3. If he's giving you the outside corner, take the outside corner. Richard Fitz has done that a couple times tonight and picks up his third strikeout.
Well, it looks like it's finishing off the plate, but what it's doing is it's sweeping and catching the front corner of the plate.
So Dylan Carter in the box now, playing center field, batting 6th for Brewster. Took the first pitch off the plate. Now here's the 1-0.
Well,
Didn't get that call either, and those might be a couple makeup calls from the home plate umpire, if I might say so myself. Doesn't mean so much, though, to Will Simpson, who's sulking on the bench right now after striking out. As quickly, Richard Fitz goes 3-0 on Dylan Carter.
First time he's really been behind in the count.
Done a nice job getting ahead of hitters today, but you still need to finish at bats, and that was the issue he had with Gavin Cross. And there's ball 4 with Dylan Carter taking all the way.
I don't know what to say about that. I thought 2 of those 4 pitches were strikes. I think Fitz thinks the same thing.
Well, I don't know if we'll ever know for sure, but Fitz now will have to work out of the stretch with his first runner on base of the ball game. It'll be Dylan Carter getting a lead off of first after drawing a walk on 4 straight pitches. Zach Netto in the box now for Brewster.
How about his story just in the last couple of weeks, Nick? He was cut by Katuitt before the season started. Went and played a game in the NECBL. Picked up by Brewster, comes back, gets a hit against Katuitt.
Well, it shows you just how cutthroat leagues like this can be.
Sure.
Guys show up. Some of them are temporary players. Some of them are full-time players. Some of them switch in and out as the season goes on. But when there's a spot open in a league like this, you come take it, even if you just flew home. That was obviously Zach Netto's mindset as he digs in, waits for the 1-0 from Fitz. Fouls it straight back, evens the count at 1.
Well, and what I love is he comes back and has Katuitt in his second game and goes 1 for 2. Had a great game.
That's got to be a great feeling. Coming back against the team that just cut you and helping your team, your new team, come up with a 2-0 win. Here's the 1-1. Runner was off with the pitch, but it was fouled off up over the press box, so it's now 1-2. Fitz ahead of another batter.
I think they were trying to take advantage of that hole on the right side because Despina's holding the first base bag. Jarvis is shaded over towards second, and he was trying to poke it into right field, get a hit and run going, go first to third with Carter, but a good job by Fitz spoiling that.
Yeah, with 2 strikes spoiling a really good pitch from Richard Fitz. Now Fitz comes set with a ball and 2 strikes. Right back up the middle and into center field it goes. Around second and trying for third is Dylan Carter, and he will get there, no tag. Another 2-strike hit for the Whitecaps. This time it was Zach Neto sending a ground ball right back where it came from. And the Whitecaps now with runners at the corners and 1 out here in the top of the second inning.
How about that speed from Carter? He had no business getting to third, Nick. And it was a slow roller to center. Fergus did the best he could with it, but great aggression on the bases from Carter.
That'll bring up Curtis Byrne. Batting in the 8th spot, starting behind the plate for Brewster this evening. Runners at first and third with 1 out. Double play ball here would be nice. Runner takes off early. Now, Brewster looking like they were trying to get something going here with a runner at first and third.
A lot of times they'll send the runner to second as that smoke screen to try and send your runner at third home.
Especially with just 1 out, but Zach Neto from first quickly pulled up about a third of the way to second. No throw from Jimmy Crooks, and now a 1-0 count on Curtis Byrne. Byrne takes a fastball right down Broadway. Fitz gets strike 1.
I wouldn't mind a back pick over to first here. Neto has a huge lead.
That is true. You just need to be careful, especially with a catcher throwing from his knees in a back pick situation. Don't throw it down the right field line with a runner at third.
Well, sure, yeah.
1-1 to Curtis Byrne as he bunts it toward the right side and foul. Not showing bunt earlier in the at-bat, but squared up there. Tried to get it down.
It has to be off the table now, Nick, because 2 strikes. Can't afford to bunt it foul and have 2 outs. Fitz has him in a good spot here. Hasn't really had a true strikeout pitch so far. He got the first 2 batters with the fastball, but since then that hasn't worked as a strikeout pitch. Wonder what he'll go with here.
I wouldn't be surprised to see another fastball off the plate. That's the call he's been getting thus far tonight. The runner goes with the pitch. The 1-2 swung on and missed, and that's strike 3. So no throw from Jimmy Crooks. There will be runners at second and third now with 2 outs in the top of the second.
Well, so he did go with the fastball, and it worked for his 3rd strikeout. No throw from Crooks, and I think a wise decision. The runner had already taken off, gotten a decent jump. You don't have a ton to gain there, and now with 2 outs, you have a chance to get out of this inning. It's not like they needed that out at second. I think if he didn't strike the batter out, Crooks would have tried to throw it over there.
So Fitz gets a big strikeout there. Of course, a ball in play would have scored the run from third. For now, there are 2 runners stranded, 2 outs here, and the Whitecaps with a 1-0 lead over the Gatemen. The man in the 9-hole coming to the plate, it's Alex Freeland, the 6'1" third baseman out of the University of Central Florida. The righty Fitz on the lefty Freeland. First pitch, checked up, bounce in fair territory. Crooks picks it up, throws to first, and that will do it for the top of the second. Fitz runs this into some trouble early, but navigates out of it without giving up a run. It's 1-0. Brewster leads the Gatemen on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Whether you are recently retired or still working, Fairway Financial can help you create clearly defined retirement income strategies to help protect your wealth, create guaranteed income for life, and provide a legacy for your family. We are committed to earning your trust by thoroughly understanding your goals and dreams and helping you gain greater financial confidence. To learn more, visit Fairway Financial in South Yarmouth or go to fairwayfinancial.net.
Curry College is where you go to become anything you want. Curry prepares students to engage in successful careers with learning beyond the classroom. Explore undergraduate programs, NCAA Division III athletics, and continuing education and graduate studies, including fifth-year master's programs at www.curry.edu. The Wareham Gatemen would like to thank Franklin Sports for their sponsorship. Franklin is proud to be the official batting glove of the Cape Cod Baseball League. This summer, all 10 teams are wearing their own custom team batting gloves, courtesy of Franklin Sports. To create your own, visit franklinsports.com/custom. Enter code CCBL20 for 20% off your purchase. From the Cape to the majors, only the best hitters in baseball wear Franklin.
More baseball right here at Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Nick Magas alongside Jack Sadighian. And we get set to play the bottom of the second inning with Jimmy Crooks coming up to bat for the Gatemen. They're down 1-0 to the Brewster Whitecaps, who are in town. First pitch came at 6:32 p.m. Eastern Time. And now the Gatemen with the 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming up. It was a one-out double from Cade Fergus last inning that put a runner in scoring position, but he was unable to come around and score. Now the infield is shifted with the shortstop to the second base side of the second base bag with the lefty Crooks at the plate, and he takes the first pitch fastball just off the plate. The 1-0 to Crooks, another fastball. That one's low and away.
Yeah, and I'm not going to go over and tell the Brewster dugout this, but I would use this shift that they have on now for pretty much every lefty in our lineup.
That's a good point you make, Jack. As the 2-0 to Crooks is fouled off to the right.
And Crooks is very pull side, but we've seen lefties be able to hit it the opposite way as well. Despina's done a good job of that. Diodati's got a couple hits into left center. So it's not like the lefty bats for the Gatemen can't hit it opposite field, but you see a lot of grounders up the middle and a lot of balls pulled into right.
Have to believe Crooks is thinking about going the other way here. The 2-1 catches the outside corner, 2-2. Crooks 0 for 1 last night with a strikeout in the 9th. Came in to pinch hit in the last inning of the ballgame. He's been used relatively interchangeably behind the plate with Nick Samillo. As here's the 2-2. Crooks shoots it the other way, but just foul.
And he's trying to. That one was foul down the left field line, but a great effort by Crooks. Just keep looking for that pitch high outside and try and poke it the other way.
Well, that was a fastball that split the plate, and Crooks let it get deep, kept his hands back an extra beat, and tried to shoot it the other way, but just missed the chalk down the left field line. It's 2-2 now. Rutkowski shakes not once, not twice, but 3 times, and now steps off. Rutkowski will try and get back on the same page with his catcher, Curtis Byrne. And now he works out of the windup with a 2-2 count, and the base is empty. Crooks sends a high fly ball towards center field. Carter coming in on it will make the catch for out number 1.
That's a good at-bat by Crooks. Hard hit ball just right at Dylan Carter. Now 2 in a row. 2 hard hit balls to center field, but just didn't get down. Hung in the air a little too long, and some of that has to do with the air blowing out, or the wind, blowing out to right center.
So here comes Justin Williams, starting at third base tonight after having a night off yesterday evening. He's no stranger to Harry Rutkowski. As he stares him down, Rutkowski working out of the windup. As a high fly ball is sent toward right field. Coming on is Gavin Cross. He settles under it and makes the catch for out number 2. Justin Williams, of course, has faced Rutkowski in Big Ten play. We'll get into that if they face off again later in the ballgame. So the newest man in this Gateman order made his first start for Wareham last night, coming into this season a little bit late after working his way all the way into the Super Regional with Notre Dame. Now stands in the right-handed batter's box. It's Jack Brannigan. Started at third last night, but with Williams there tonight, Brannigan now the designated hitter as he takes a fastball just upstairs for ball 1.
And what a season it was for Notre Dame. Their first time hosting a regional, Nick, since 2004. I mean, that's really impressive, and they had a great series against Mississippi State in the Supers
The 1-0 to Brannigan. Popped over toward the bleachers on the right side, and that is out of play.
Good series as well against Mississippi State for Brannigan. 4 for 12, a home run, 3 RBIs.
It's a good finish to the year, no doubt, from Jack Brannigan as he waits for the 1-1. Takes a fastball at his ankles and works the count to 2-1. Brannigan 1 for 5 last night with an infield single. Struggled a little bit at the plate, but working on making this adjustment to wood bats just like everybody else in this league, as the 2-1 is taken up and away.
Yeah, and I thought he had a pretty good game last night considering it was his debut. Got his base knock as well.
Hitters count now 3 balls and a strike. Brannigan sends a line drive back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. Sean Gusenberg had a chance on it, couldn't make the pick, but it will go as a base hit.
One of Brannigan's biggest strengths is he can hit it anywhere. He as a righty hitter, he gets a lot of base hits in center in right field, and he did a good job on that one. One hopped it past a sliding Gusenberg.
So here's Angelo Despina in the 8th spot tonight. Told us a few days ago that he was tired of us talking about his slow start to the season. And that's a fair point. So he did just what he needed to do last night. Went 3 for 4 with 3 singles and is right back on track now.
All hard hit balls as well.
Yeah, sent a couple line drives over the shortstop's head. Turned into a relatively good evening as he chops the first pitch foul down the first base line, and first base coach tried to skip over the ball there, caught him in the ankle, but he looks to be just fine. Big smile on his face over there. I believe that's Josh Rodricks as he talks to the man at first base, Jack Brannigan. Brannigan singled a moment ago. He runs from first now with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. A check on the runner at first. Brannigan with a short lead, likely not going anywhere here with 2 outs. And Despina digs back in to the left-handed batter's box. Stares down the lefty Rutkowski. Out of the stretch. The 0-1 is taken high, 1-1.
And where Despina was better last night, where he struggled early in the year, was he didn't let himself fall behind in as many counts. Took more pitches.
But continued to attack early,
right,
as we've seen him do so far this year. Just barreling the ball up a little bit better, seeing pitches a little bit better. And now here he is with a ball and a strike. Checks it up, takes a strike. It's 1-2.
He wasn't a fan of that strike call.
Oh, there have been some questionable ones so far tonight. The good news for us is that most of them have come in the favor of Richard Fitz. We need to be careful. I'm pretty sure the umpire can hear us from up here. Yeah. We're not too far behind home plate here. Our spot at Spillane Field is the 1-2 to Despina, rings him up. It was a fastball on the outside corner, and that's strike 3. So we will send it down to Julia Joseph, our sideline reporter, for a brief recap of a former Gatemen player between innings. We'll be back in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Thanks, guys. Now for some news in the majors. Kyle Schwarber, left fielder for the Washington Nationals, was named National League Player of the Week last week after hitting 5 home runs in just 2 games. He was a veteran of the 2012 and 2013 Gatemen squad, where he bat .432 in the 2013 season. I'm going to send it back to Nick and Jack in the booth.
The AD Makepeace Company also owns and operates Reed Custom Soils, the area's leading manufacturer of custom soils, including CU structural soil and Rooflight certified green roof media. Reed Custom Soils is also a manufacturer and distributor of baseball infield mix and conditioners. To learn more, visit admakepeace.com or reedcustomsoils.com.
Got legal trouble? Attorney Mark Deshays is here to help the greater New Bedford area with real estate and business law, estate planning, and probate. Visit him today.
Top of the lineup coming up for the Brewster Whitecaps as we head to the third on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian and Nick Magas. 1-0 Whitecaps lead off a solo home run from Gavin Cross in the first inning.
That was really the only mistake Fitz has made tonight. Other than that, he's been really, really clean through 2 innings of work. Struck out 4. And here he is in the top of the third.
First pitch to Porter Brown misses outside. Brown struck out looking his first time up. He's still looking for his first Cape League hit. 1-0. Skied into right field. Kern charges in on it, settling, and it finally drops into his glove for the first out.
That was a big league fly ball off the bat of Porter Brown. Just missed a pretty good pitch to hit, sent it skyward, and Cade Kern out there in right field waiting a long time for it to come down.
So 1 out, nobody on for Colin Davis. Top of the third with the Whitecaps ahead of the Gatemen 1-0. Davis struck out looking his first time up and takes a strike on the first pitch.
Davis having one of the better years thus far in the Cape Cod League for the Brewster Whitecaps. 6 for 18 with 6 singles. 6 for 19 now, after the strikeout in the first inning.
0-1, fastball outside.
Coming off a year at Wofford where he hit .351 with 11 home runs and 45 RBI.
Yeah, that earned him first team All-Southern Conference. 1-1, fastball off the plate.
Davis has hit over 300 in all 4 years he's been playing at Wofford.
2-1, chopped foul at the Brewster dugout. But Davis has some experience with Brewster. Played for them in 2019, 6 games early in the season. Played for them in June. And now back playing for them in late June. And I think he thinks hopefully for the rest of the summer. 2-2 upstairs. So a full count for Colin Davis out of Roswell, Georgia.
He and Despina were over by the Gatemen dugout before the ball game, sharing pleasantries.
Payoff pitch upstairs, and Davis will walk. That's a dangerous runner to put on first with 1 out. He's stolen 7 bases so far.
Always nice to see players from different Cape Cod League teams talking to each other before the game. Gives you a sense of, the kind of community that goes within this league. Lots of guys playing on different teams here in Cape Cod that are teammates during the regular season at their universities. Also, a lot of high school opponents. Despina and Davis, of course, from similar areas in the state of Georgia.
Davis goes. And the throw to second, not in time. Also dropped by Jarvis. So there's the 8th stolen bag for Colin Davis. He wasted no time heading over to second. He's there as the lone base runner with 1 away in the top of the third. Brewster up 1-0, and that pitch came in for a strike to Gavin Cross. So it's 0-1 to him. He homered his first time up. Fouled out of play.
That stolen base is on the pitcher. Fitz just needs to pay a little bit more attention to who's running. Pay a little more mind to who's at first base before he throws that pitch because, yes, Davis is fast, but he had a running jump, and Jimmy Crooks with a rocket from behind the plate never even had a chance.
Yeah, there's nothing he could do. He was 3/4 of the way to the bag. 0-2 popped him up. That's in foul territory. Who wants it? Fitz calls for it and makes the catch as it faded back into the third base line. 2 away now. Davis stays put at second.
Well, that's Justin Williams' ball. That ball's about halfway down the third base line. Williams was coming in on it. Fitz, the pitcher in that situation, is never responsible to make that play, but he was the loudest, and I think in that situation it needs to be Williams calling him off.
Still recorded the out, so we'll take it. And with a runner on second and 2 away, Sean Gusenberg from Northwestern steps in. 4-3 ground out his first time up. First pitch, swung on, missed. It got back to the backstop. Looked like it went in between Crooks' legs, so Davis advances to third.
Now, Goosenberg, who's at the plate right now, I had the privilege of watching him hit for a large majority of this season at Northwestern, and I can honestly say that at this level, he is the best hitter I've ever seen. Hit .362 in the Big Ten this year. That was good for second. Led the Big Ten with a slugging percentage well over 700. Hit 14 home runs, good for second in the Big Ten. He fouls that pitch off as well. And he'd hit those 14 home runs in anywhere from 10 to 12 fewer games than anyone else in the Big Ten played this year. Northwestern out with a bit of some COVID issues in the middle of this season, missed a number of games, but Goosenberg still right up there with the best of them, even with a shorter schedule.
Chance to drive in a run here and add to a 1-0 lead. 0-2 upstairs. Crooks stares down Davis, who retreats back to third.
The thing about Goosenberg you don't see in the stat sheet is his ability to come through in the clutch. 3 walk-off home runs this year. Some guys don't hit one in their career. Most guys don't hit one in their career. Goosenberg had 3 this year.
That pitch is in the dirt. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Sean Goosenberg, the Northwestern standout. Goosenberg led the Big Ten with a .717 slugging percentage. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, foul tipped into the glove of Crooks. That's the third out. Goosenberg shaking his head as he heads back to the dugout. It stays a 1-0 game. Last to the third after this on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
What's up, Gatemen fans? Looking for Wareham jerseys, shirts, and hats? You can find all of that and more online at gatemen.org/shop. Visit to get all your Gatemen gear today.
1-0 game, Brewster in front of Wareham as we head to the last of the third. It'll be Jeffries, Jarvis, and Fergus, the 9-1-2 hitters, due up for the Gatemen, trying to get something going. They've had a couple base runners, but unable to bring them in.
Rutkowski out there for the 3rd inning in a row. Done a nice job so far, allowed just 2 hits. It was a single by Brannigan and a double by Fergus. Rutkowski struck out a couple as well. And he works his way into this 3rd inning, still scoreless, with Jeffries coming to the plate.
Jeffries, the second baseman out of San Diego, 4 for 16 on the Cape League season. He's also drawn 4 walks. It's lefty on lefty as Rutkowski winds and fires a fastball for a strike on the outer half.
Jeffries 1 for 3 with a walk and a single last night. That game, a 6-5 loss to Bourne for the Gatemen.
0-1, another strike. Same spot on the fastball. Outer half of the plate. So quickly, Jeffries behind 0-2.
If you notice Rutkowski chomping on some gum while he's on the mound, that's one of his superstitions. Chews watermelon hubba bubba while he pitches.
0-2 off the plate.
What would be your go-to gum when you're pitching?
I think it would just distract me. I don't think I could chew gum while pitching.
So when they say like you can't chew gum and walk,
maybe like
that's you?
No. 1-2 fouled off. I think chewing gum and pitching is a lot different than chewing gum and walking. If I had to pick a flavor, I'd probably go like peppermint, some good Or
Peppermint.
What? Not peppermint.
Spearmint?
No, not spearmint.
Wintermint?
Polar ice. That's the one.
The
Like the
extra
polar,
flavor?
the icy, like kind of minty one.
Oh, my gosh.
1-2, fouled off. And I guess that was caught by the catcher, Byrne. It seemed like it hit the dirt. Umpires are going to convene. Byrne held it like he caught a foul tip into his glove and started to throw it around the horn. But the home plate umpire calls time, and there's going to be a conference here.
I thought it hit the dirt. I thought Jeffries beat it into the ground, but a nice job by the catcher, Byrne, coming up with it and acting like he caught it, because what do you have to lose in this situation?
And they correct the call, foul ball. Initially, he rung up Jeffries, but a good job by Jeffries displaying his point, pointing at the dirt, and correcting that call. So good job by our crew here.
Well, Curtis Burns slips his mask back on over his smile. He thought he was real slick right there.
1-2, knuckled and caught. Freeland, the third baseman, on the run, snatched it out of the air on the left side, and there's one away in the last of the third. 1-0 Brewster lead off the bat of Gavin Cross in the first. He had a solo shot to right. We're back to the top of the lineup for the Gatemen. Jim Jarvis with one out and nobody on. First pitch to him, fastball for a strike.
And that's just a backdoor fastball, if you will. Lefty starting the ball away to a left-handed hitter, letting it run back over the outside part of the plate.
That pitch swung on and missed.
He's been using that fastball run very effectively to left-handed hitters thus far. Ran it in on the hands of Jeffries a moment ago to get the jam shot line out, and then coming away with it to Jarvis, who's coming up in this inning with one out.
No balls and 2 strikes to Jarvis. The pitch, fouled off. Jarvis grounded out to second base his first time up. Been great in the leadoff spot. Came into this game hitting over 300. But also drawn 3 walks. 0-2, upstairs.
Well, here he is again with 2 strikes, and you got to love the approach. Once again, choked way up on the bat. Crouching down in his stance even lower than he normally does. And an excellent eye right there.
1-2 pitch just off the plate. Jarvis was able to hold up. So he's worked it back to a 2-2 count. Huge hole up the middle where Jarvis likes to hit it. Here's the pitch. Too low.
2 close pitches right there. Both of them taken very confidently by Jim Jarvis. I wasn't so sure about either one of them, but Jarvis looked pretty sure of himself, and he digs back in with a 3-2 count.
Here's the payoff. Low again. And Jarvis, from an 0-2 count, draws a walk and is a lone base runner with 1 away. That's the tying run for the Gatemen on first base as Cade Fergus comes up.
Witkowski tried the same spot 3 times in a row, didn't get the call any of those 3 times, but a nice job by the home plate umpire being consistent. Jarvis was confident in his idea of the zone, and he's able to take first base after getting down in that at-bat 0-2.
Fergus out of George Washington, a booming double to left center his first time up. He was left stranded there in the first. Throw chases Jarvis back over to the bag. Lefty Rutkowski on the righty Fergus. Another throw over to first, chases Jarvis back again. He gets checked on more than anyone I've seen on the Cape.
That is true, but he runs a lot. What else are you going to do, especially as a lefty pitcher? Looking right at him here.
First pitch to Fergus shows bunt but pulls back as it goes way outside. Fergus has bunted his way on for a hit. We mentioned his great start. Now 3 for 4 with a homer and a double and a bunt single, and he's drawn 5 walks.
It's a decent start to the season.
Not bad.
What did you say?
Another throw to first. I'll take it.
Fergus will take it too, I'm sure. As we were as surprised as anybody to see him out of the lineup yesterday.
He's done well when he's been in his third appearance in the lineup. That pitch right down the middle. So ball and a strike to Cade Fergus. Another throw to first. That's the 4th time Jarvis has been checked on at first base.
He better be careful if he tries to take a base here. It's a 1-1 count. Curtis Byrne with an excellent arm behind the plate. And a lefty pitcher on the mound. Jarvis doesn't want to get caught stealing again. It's happened to him already a couple times this year. Big lead over there at first base.
Called time before the pitch. So that doesn't count.
It's a late time granted by the home plate umpire. A lot of times you won't see him give time in a situation like that when the pitcher's already ready to go.
So here's the 1-1, fouled off.
Talked about Diodati using time well earlier, and that's a good tool as a hitter to break the pitcher's rhythm. But you have to remember, as a hitter, you have to ask the umpire for time. You can't just call it. A lot of guys, especially young players, think that they can just step out of the box whenever they want and have the umpire grant them time, and that's not the case.
Jarvis on first with 1 away in the last of the 3rd. Check on him again. That's 5 times now. 1-0 Brewster lead with Cade Fergus at the plate. Gatemen have left a couple runners on in the first 2 innings. 1-2, Jarvis goes. Throw to second is late. Jarvis gets checked on at first 6 times, but he's still able to steal second. The pitch missed to Fergus, so he has a 2-2 count. But now Jarvis in scoring position as the tying run on second.
Yeah, that was a bad situation for the catcher, Curtis Byrne. It was a ball that was taken low and in, tough with a right-handed batter at the plate to come up with that one and deliver a strong throw, and just sailed on him a little bit.
2-2 lifted high out to right field. Cross charges in and makes the catch. Jarvis tagging up. Now retreats back to second and just beats the throw back to the bag. That was dangerous, but he's safe. And Diodati will come up with Jarvis, the lone base runner, at second, and 1 out.
Well, I think we need to address the elephant in the room, which is we can't afford any more base running miscues. And Jarvis was really testing it right there. That was a shallow fly ball to right field. I don't know if he thought he could make it to third, but that was a little bit too close for comfort as he strayed well off the bag. And a good throw to second base would have certainly had him before he was able to get back.
And he's the tying run on second. If he's thrown out, it ends the inning, and you leave your best hitter sitting on deck. Diodati at the plate. First pitch to him upstairs. He's struck out in this game, but the accolades for him already piling up. 3rd best batting average in the league at .450 coming into today. 3 homers. That leads the league. 9 RBIs, tied for first in the league. 1-0, in for a strike.
And we tend to put a lot of blame for the stranded runners on the bats, and that is generally the case, but the Gatemen have also run into a lot of outs on the base paths this year. They've been caught stealing, they've been picked off, they've been doubled off, they've found 2 runners standing on third base in the home opener. I mean, every which way you can get caught on the base paths, they've found a way to do it this year. And now Diodati with a chance to drive in a run with Jarvis at second.
Rutkowski, a look over to second, and Diodati wants time. Trying to drive in the tying run for the Gatemen in the bottom of the 3rd. 1-1, too high. Owen Diodati has 2 balls and a strike. The left fielder out of Alabama, out to a big Cape League start in 2021. 2-1, fouled straight back.
And don't forget, we're talking all about Diodati and how well he's gotten off to a start in this Cape League season, but let's not forget, he actually had just an okay year at best at Alabama this year. Hit just .230. He did have 11 home runs. Came up big in some clutch spots, especially with the bases loaded. Tallied 3 grand slams on the year. But, I mean, it was a good year, not a great year for him. And he's really shown another side of him, especially at the plate in the early going in this Cape League season.
Jarvis a huge lead off second. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. He struck out Diodati and leaves the tying run stranded on second. So it stays a 1-0 Brewster lead. 4th inning coming your way in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Does your insurance agent know you by name, analyze your stats, and help you with your game plan? If the answer is no, then it's time to draft Morse Insurance. Their local team will get to know you, assess your risk, and develop a strategy to protect your home, auto, or business. Visit us online at morseins.com. Hashtag Morse, of course, has your back.
Catchers aren't the only ones protecting home. With Rogers Gray, you have more coastal homeowners insurance options and a true expertise in their people. Protect your home with Rogers Gray. Rogers Gray is a proud sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Learn more at rogersgray.com.
Welcome back to Spillane Field, where the Brewster Whitecaps lead the Wareham Gatemen 1-0 as we head to the top of the 4th. Jack Sadighian alongside Nick Magas, Simpson, Carter, and Neto, the 5, 6, 7 hitters, due up for the Whitecaps. And Fitz back on the mound for his 4th inning of work. Only blemish was a solo home run by Gavin Cross with 2 outs in the first.
2 outs and 2 strikes in that home run. Fitz had done a great job and still has done a great job getting ahead of hitters and just made a mistake there with an 0-2 count that I'm sure he wants back, but has settled in nicely since then.
First pitch to Simpson, lined out to center field. That'll get down for a base hit. Simpson will hold up at first, but a leadoff single for the first baseman from the University of Washington. And it'll bring up Dylan Carter, the center fielder today, who walked his first time up.
And you can credit that hit to the scouting Will Simpson's been doing from the dugout. Fitz has gotten a little bit comfortable throughout this game, coming first pitch fastball, locating it in the zone. Simpson recognized that, comes up ready to swing first pitch, and drives it into center field for a hit.
Throw over to first to check on Simpson. Now Fitz starts to hone in on the plate. Another throw to first. So I guess he wasn't honed in that much.
He started to. You had it right. You had it right.
Runner on first, nobody out in the top of the 4th. Whitecaps ahead of the Gatemen 1-0. Here's the first pitch to Carter. Fastball low.
Fitz had a little bit of trouble with this part of the order, walking Carter his last time up, and then that was followed up by a single by Zach Neto, who's on deck right now. But he stranded both of those runners on base after striking out Byrne and Freeland as he checks on the runner at first once again. And we'll go back to Carter here. Fitz locks in, steps on the rubber.
Lights on at Spillane Field as the sun starts to set. Some shadows casting across the left side of the field. 1-0, in for a strike. Just caught the outer edge of the plate.
6:30 is an interesting start time for a game, especially here in the Cape Cod League, because it's broad daylight when you see first pitch, and by the time this game is over, it will be pitch black.
Yeah, nice to have lights, though. A couple teams have to start early. Katuitt, one of them, because they don't have lights at their field. 1-1, cut on and missed.
Fitz not afraid to come inside, especially to these left-handed hitters. Backs him off the plate, got the swing and miss. Wouldn't be surprised to see him come back to the outside part now.
Here's the pitch. In the dirt, skip past Crooks. Simpson advances easily to second on the wild pitch. It's now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Carter, but a runner in scoring position with Brewster looking to add to a 1-0 lead.
Well, impossible to tell what Fitz was trying to do there or what he was trying to throw. That pitch got away from him, barely made it to the dirt circle.
Yeah, nothing Crooks could do with it. It bounced way over his head to the fence. 2-2. And that is roped out to center field. Fergus dives, makes the catch. Runner off the bag, throw to second, double him up. Cade Fergus, a diving catch. And he doubles up Will Simpson at second.
Well, that is just a heck of a read on a softly hit ball from Cade Fergus. It's dying as it goes over the shortstop's head. Jarvis Fergus coming on with an excellent beat on it. A quick first step. Closing speed is fantastic, and he lays out to make the play. Simpson thought he had a read on the ball, was trying to come around third, but
now another swing from Neto. Line drive out to right. Kern backs up, makes the catch. So there was a runner on second with nobody out, and 2 pitches later, the side is retired. Bottom of the 4th we go. Brewster only up 1-0 on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Welcome back to the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian alongside Nick Magas. Last of the 4th we go. Brewster ahead of Wareham 1-0. As Kern, Crooks, and Williams are due up for the Gatemen. Kern working his way into the right side against a pitcher that he's seen before in Rutkowski before today and before he lined out to center.
yeah, Kern playing for Ohio State, Rutkowski from Rutgers, both of those teams in the Big Ten. They faced off in the early part of this spring season.
First pitch to Kern, in for a strike.
Kern was 1 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout versus Rutkowski.
That pitch fouled back, so no balls and 2 strikes to the Ohio State outfielder, Cade Kern.
Hit the ball hard his first time up. Line to center field to end the bottom of the 1st inning.
Slight breeze out to right field. 0-2. Swung on and missed. Kern strikes out, and there's 1 away in the bottom of the 4th.
Well, that was a disappearing changeup. Got away from Cade Kern. Moving away from the right-handed hitter, out of the hand of the lefty Rutkowski. Started over the plate, broke down and away, and he swung right through it for out number 1.
Brings up the lefty Jimmy Crooks, lefty on lefty, as the first pitch is fouled back. 1-0 Brewster lead with 1 out and nobody on in the bottom of the 4th. Jimmy Crooks at the plate. He flew out to center his first time up. Hit the ball well, but it just hung in the air a little bit. Oh, 1 outside. Crooks looking to get back to the power he displayed in the last home game against Orleans with a moonshot to right field. Wind's blowing out to right. 1-1. Low and away.
The infield shifted all with the first baseman, the second baseman, and the shortstop all on the second base side of the bag.
Yeah,
lefty.
Outfield straight up, outside of the left fielder being shaded over a little bit. That pitch grounded right side, charged on by Gusenberg, flipped to first for the second out.
Nice job by Gusenberg, staying with a bit of a tough hop as it came off the grass lip. Northwestern, along with so many teams around college baseball, play on turf fields, and along with the wood bats, that can be an adjustment for defenders. Moving back to natural grass and a dirt infield, you get bad hops. You get hops you don't normally see during the regular season. And as turf becomes more and more prevalent around college baseball, it's going to continue to be an adjustment for guys in the Cape Cod League.
First pitch to Justin Williams is low. He flew out to right his first time up and now comes up with 2 outs and nobody on. Brewster up 1-0. 1-0. There's a strike. Looked a little low, but Rutkowski got the call. A ball and a strike to Williams. Now, what's your thought on these turf fields, Nick? I've never been that big of a fan. I like the natural grass more.
Well, you're from Georgia. You have the privilege of having nice weather from what seems to me to be all year round.
That pitch swung on and missed. So 1-2 to Williams.
So from your perspective, I can totally see it. But when you're playing baseball up north, especially in the Big Ten, it's cold 9 months out of the year. The grass doesn't grow. The sun doesn't shine. We have rain every other day.
That pitch fouled off.
It can be a huge advantage because you don't get the same rainouts. I mean, if you can't play in the rain, obviously, but when it rains all morning and you can have the field, ready to go a half hour after that, it drains well. You don't have to cover it. The maintenance, things like that. We'd be playing 20-game seasons in early March or early April if we didn't have turf fields. So I definitely, as much as I'd rather play baseball on natural grass.
Williams rung up, so we'll have to continue the grass-turf conversation a little bit later.
As much as I'd love to play on natural grass, the turf has its merits, no doubt.
1-0 game, 5th inning in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Come on over to BB's Bar and Grill for food, drinks, and fun. Located on Cranberry Highway, come in to sample the delicious eats or relax with a drink while enjoying live entertainment. BB's is one of our team meal partners.
With professional coaches that provide personalized world-class baseball training, Baseball Factory helps every player take his game to the next level. Get a pro evaluation by calling 877-752-6025.
One of the area's best restaurants is located right up the street, Brewfish Bar and Eatery. Brewfish offers 20 rotating craft beers on tap and creative pub food. Check out their off-the-menu brunch with a Bloody Mary bar and $5 mimosas on Sundays. Join us for outdoor dining and drinks under the tent or for live music. Located on Route 105 in Marion.
Coming back at you from Spillane Field, Nick Magas here with Jack Sadighian on the Gatemen Baseball Network. The Brewster Whitecaps in town this evening. They took a 1-0 lead in the top of the first on a solo home run from Gavin Cross. And the score remains right there, 1-0 as we start the top of this 5th inning. Richard Fitz is done after 4 innings. He went 4, gave up 1 earned run, struck out 5. Overall, a really nice outing for him. Good comeback after he struggled a little bit in the home opener versus Falmouth. And on comes Cole Seamus.
Yeah, and he's done a good job so far on the Cape League season. Through 1 1/3, struck out 2 batters, didn't give up any runs.
Leading off for the Whitecaps will be Curtis Byrne, Alex Freeland, and then the top of the order in Porter Brown.
You got to go back a little bit, though, for Seamus. He pitched in the season opener against Katuitt. Arguably the best pitcher we saw that day.
His dad, Bill Seamus, played pro ball for the Chicago White Sox from 1995 to 2000. Cole on the mound now, enjoys hunting, likes fishing and golfing in his spare time. You combine those three things with baseball, and that's a pretty good time.
Yeah, that's great.
Seamus from San Diego State University as he comes set here, working out of the windup. Check that, the stretch with the bases empty. And strike one to Curtis Byrne.
Seamus, very comfortable approach on the mound.
Shakes Crooks twice. Now comes set. No balls and a strike on Byrne. Here's the pitch. Fastball taken upstairs, 1-1.
Well, he's trying to establish that fastball early. Fastball, and he's got a nice sweeping breaking ball.
The fastball will sit in the low 90s. Low to mid 90s for Cole Seamus. As the 1-1 swing and a miss out of the glove of Crooks. It's 1-2.
A couple pitches uncharacteristically have gotten away from Crooks today. Hasn't really paid the price for it. But I haven't seen a lot of that from him.
No, usually really sure-handed behind the plate. As here's the 1-2 from Seamus. Breaking ball blocked nicely by Crooks, 2-2.
That was a good breaking ball and a great take by Byrne. He wanted to swing at it, flinched for a second, but was able to hold the bat on his shoulder.
Made that slider look like a strike, fall out of the zone, and good discipline from the catcher, Curtis Byrne. Catcher's, of course, some of the best players on the field when it comes to recognizing pitches, as he takes a fastball inside there, 3-2. Your time behind the plate can pay dividends as a hitter. And now he's worked it full after getting down in the count early. So it's 3-2 on Curtis Byrne. Byrne struck out his first time up in the second. That was against Richard Fitz. Now the payoff pitch from Seamus. Line to the left side, scooped up on a hop by Williams, and a strong throw to first to get the out.
Williams made that play look so much easier than it was. It was a hot shot. He picks it right off the stone dust and a rope to first. Nice job by Justin Williams to put one away in the fifth.
So in the 9-hole, it's Alex Freeland playing third base. Grounded out to the catcher, a 2-3 put out on a swinging bunt his first time up. You don't see that too often on balls put in play that aren't bunts. Now Seamus out of the stretch once again. And that one gets away from Crooks. As you were saying, Jack, just not quite as comfortable as he's looked behind the plate.
Yeah, a little uncharacteristic for him.
And that one got the umpire. That doesn't make you any friends. Seamus set for the 1-0. Slider taken low and inside. A hitter's count now on Alex Freeland.
It'll update from around the league. Nick Bourne ahead of Katuitt 9-2 in the top of the ninth, trying to improve to 6-0. And Falmouth leading Hyannis 7-2 in the top of the sixth.
2-0. Breaking ball caught the inside corner, 2-1.
Nice sweeping breaking ball. That froze Freeland.
Freeland was born in Louisville, but grew up in Cape Coral, Florida. Now attends University of Central Florida in state as he sends that pitch right back up the middle into center field for a base hit. Freeland now 1 for 2, and that sends us back to the top of the order.
Just want to go back to that update. If Bourne's result holds, they'll have won their 6th in a row. Cape League record 13 games by Katuitt in 2002.
When is it too early to be talking about a consecutive wins record?
I don't know. Was that too early?
I don't know. That's why I'm asking.
I mean, you get 6 in a row, especially to start off the season.
It depends on what the record is, obviously, but 6 in a row, you're halfway to, you said 13 is the record?
They're almost halfway there.
Okay. So with a runner at first base now, the top of the order comes up, Porter Brown, who takes a first pitch breaking ball up and away. He struck out in the first, flew out to right in the third, and here he is for the third time with a runner at first base.
He's still looking for his first Cape League hit. I know this is a leadoff hitter, but if you're Seamus, this is somebody you could potentially go after.
There it is, into right field on a line off the bat of Porter Brown, and he's aboard.
So I guess he heard me up here, Nick.
I told you, they can hear us.
Takes that pitch, lines it to right field. Nicely done by Brown.
Seamus is offering, caught just a little bit too much of the plate. Porter Brown taking advantage of the mistake. And a line drive single has runners at first and second now, with 1 out here in the top of the 5th. Brewster still with a 1-0 lead over Wareham. So this is Colin Davis, first team All-SoCon this year, coming off the 2021 season. He has a runner in scoring position at second, another at first. Jeffries at second base shaded a little bit toward the bag. As that one's right back up the middle. Jeffries dives, can't make the play. Into center field it goes. Fergus up with it, and he gets it into second base. 1 run around to score. Freeland was off with the pitch, and after he singled with 1 out in this inning, comes around to score, and it's a 2-0 lead for Brewster here in the 5th.
Great effort by Jeffries, just past his glove, and slow rolls into center. Fergus no play at the plate, so he smartly throws it into second and holds the runners at first and second. But 3 straight singles now for Brewster, and Crooks is going to go talk to his pitcher, Cole Seamus. Looks like pitching coach George Carlejo is heading out there as well.
Seamus retired the first batter. Granted, it was a hard hit ball to Williams at third. And now, like you said, Jack, with these 3 straight singles, it'll be a mound meeting with the pitching coach and the battery. Gavin Cross coming to the plate. He homered in the first. Popped out to the pitcher in the third. So we'll see him for the third time in just a moment.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to make a call to the bullpen here. But you want to have a talk at the very least because there are runners on first and second, and Cross, who homered, coming up as a lefty against the righty Seamus.
The umpire going out to break up the meeting. And Seamus has been playing with his mechanics a little bit early in this Cape Cod League season. He has been what he described to me as staying more balanced on the mound, or trying to, not dipping his back shoulder as he, quote-unquote, rears back and fires. Now he's a little bit more poised. He says he's got more control, and the velocity has remained the same. So he's feeling good about where he's at right now, especially coming off a good performance in Cotuit on opening day. But needs to buckle down here and get some outs. As the first pitch to Gavin Cross is a ball up and away.
Well, that's the big thing when you stop leaning back as much and go to a more balanced, more balanced mechanics, is you're worried about that velocity dipping. So good news for him that hasn't changed at all.
That hasn't been the case for him, as the 1-0 is nabbed for a strike.
Nice job by Crooks. That looked a little low, but he hitches his glove up into the zone, gets a strike call.
Well, the catchers have all been working on that with Coach Jerry Weinstein at practice. Working on receiving the low pitch, moving up to receive it with the glove as opposed to going down to go get it. Makes it look better for the umpire as he got that strike there, and it's 1-1. Swung on and missed, 1-2.
And Weinstein watches film with the catchers for about an hour every single practice and goes over some of the mechanics that go on behind the plate and how to help your pitcher out. Gatemen will miss him as he goes off to Team USA. Leaves tomorrow night, I believe.
1-2 is the count on Gavin Cross. Here's the pitch. Blocked nicely by Crooks. right on cue, as we're talking about catcher defense, Jimmy Crooks bodying up a pitch in the dirt and keeping the runners where they are at first and second. It's a 2-0 lead for the Whitecaps. Seamus has already allowed a run in this inning. The 2-2. Low and away. That fills up the count.
This is a huge pitch coming here to Gavin Cross. I feel like you need this out if you're Seamus.
The man on deck is Sean Goosenberg. He's 0 for 2 tonight, but as dangerous as anyone with runners in scoring position. As you said, Jack, this is a must-get of an out right here. Cross waits for the 3-2. Here it is. Grounded to the left side. Williams coming in on the run, makes the play. That's the second excellent defensive play of the inning for Justin Williams. It was a hot shot the first time, now a slow roller. And with good body control, he gets an accurate throw onto first and retires the second batter of the inning.
Yeah, the runners advance to second and third. You're thinking a ground ball to third, and as a fan, you're like, you got to go to second and then try and turn a double play. But there was no play there for Williams. He was charging into the infield. Smart decision, had to go to first, gets the out there, and a chance for Seamus to get out of trouble against Goosenberg.
Here's Goosenberg out of Encino, California. In the right-hand batter's box. Takes the first pitch for a ball from Cole Seamus. As we mentioned earlier, Goosenberg coming off of a huge year at Northwestern.
Quiet start today, though.
Quiet start today. He's 0 for 2 after racking up big-time numbers in the Big Ten. 1 ball, no strikes on Goosenberg, the pitch. Same pitch, same location, and Crooks now asks for a new baseball, 2-0.
Well, if you're a Gatemen fan, you say 0-2, that's a good sign. If you're a Brewster fan, you're thinking he's due.
If you're a Brewster fan, this is a huge addition that you just picked up in the last couple of days. Talked to one of their guys before the game. He said, yeah, this guy came in just a few days ago, and I think he's our best hitter. As it's 2-0 now to Goosenberg. That's a breaking ball, caught the top of the zone, and it's strike 1.
That was a big-time pitch from Seamus. Completely froze Goosenberg, just catches the top corner of the zone.
Runners at second and third, a 2-0 lead for Brewster. Goosenberg in the box, waits for the 2-1. Breaking ball just upstairs. Seamus tried for the same spot, didn't get the call that time, and it's 3-1.
Now, Simpson is a good hitter coming up next and had a base hit his last time up, but keep in mind, there is a base open at first, so Seamus doesn't have to give him a meatball down the middle here.
Here's the 3-1. And there's ball 4. First base was empty, but that walk loads the bases. And here comes Will Simpson.
Well, that walk won't matter if you can get this next hitter.
But it extends the inning. And Seamus in a little bit of trouble here. Already allowed 1 in the 5th. That put Brewster up 2-0. And now the bases loaded and 2 away for the first baseman, Will Simpson. He's 1 for 2 with a single already. That one skied to right. Cade Kern has a beat on it and settles under it to make the play. A huge out. So after Seamus gets himself into trouble, he works his way out of it after only allowing 1. We're going to the bottom of the 5th. It's a 2-0 Brewster game. You're listening to the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your...
Nick Magas and Jack Sadighian here at Spillane Field on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack's feeling good, but the Gatemen are down 2-0 as we start the bottom of this 5th inning. Rutkowski back on the mound for Brewster. He has been excellent so far. But really the story for today has been a little bit of a flip script from what we expected and what we've seen from Wareham so far this year.
Yeah, normally it's Wareham leaving opportunities on the bases, but this time Brewster, they've left 6 on the bases, and 5 of those have been in scoring position.
So Jack Brannigan leads it off, swings and misses at the first pitch he sees. Singled his first time up. That was in the 2nd inning.
I mean, you don't have to look far for the Gatemen to have an example of leaving runners on just last night. 11 left on, 6 of those in position, as that one swung on and missed by Brannigan. But today they've been the ones escaping trouble and have kept it at a 2-0 ball game. Feels like it should be more for Brewster.
Left 10 runners on base in a ball game earlier today. As that was 3 straight changeups to Brannigan. He pops up the 3rd one. Rutkowski calling everybody off, and he makes the play right in front of the mound to get the first out of the bottom of the 5th.
He nearly lost that one, Nick. He leaned back at the last second onto the mound and made the catch.
Nothing like backpedaling uphill to make a play as a pitcher. Not that pitchers aren't good athletes, but they're not known to be the most athletic defenders. Granted, Rutkowski says he does yoga regularly. I think that should help a little bit.
Help me.
But you can't chew gum and pitch. What do you think's going to happen?
Well, I don't know what that has to do with.
What do you think's going to happen if you try and make that play? The first pitch to Despina missed outside.
I would have made it.
You're going to trip going up the mound. You trip going forward up the mound, don't you think?
I wouldn't trip. I would make
wide
the
of
catch.
The first base bag.
I'm trying to go after me here.
We're building rapport, Jack. It's going to be a lot of games of this. I am kidding. Our audience does know, I'm sure. As Despina checks it up, takes a strike.
Despina had his coming out party yesterday. 3 straight base hits. But he struck out his first time up and finds himself behind here. Can he shorten up the swing? Did a nice job with 2 strikes. The last home game, shot one into left field.
That's the curveball. And he sat down, swung on, and missed. So 2 straight strikeouts now for Despina, and that's 6 on the evening for Rutkowski.
Yeah, he's done a great job. I thought he might be done after 4. A lot of times you see pitchers, just because it's summer league, even though he's pitching well, leave after 4. But unfortunately for the game, and he stayed out for the 5th. He gets the first 2 hitters easily.
So here's Jeffries, the left-handed batter. And Rutkowski, the lefty, once again out of the windup with nobody on base. That one chopped to shortstop and right under the glove of Zach Neto. A rare miscue for a normally very sure-handed shortstop in Neto. Tried to come in on that ball and just let it go right underneath the glove. Didn't get it all the way on the dirt. And Cody Jeffries is aboard on the error.
So you'll take it if you're the Gateman to out base runner. Can you get something going? Jarvis walked his last time up. If he can get aboard, you bring up a power hitter in Cade Fergus.
And that kills you if you're Rutkowski. You're late in this outing. I know it's only the 5th inning, but will likely be his last inning of work.
And this is late for a Cape League outing. I mean, you don't normally see guys go longer than 5.
And that ground ball right there, he executed a good pitch and should have been out of the inning. Neto just not quite able to come up with the play. So Rutkowski now comes set with a runner at first and delivers a strike to Jim Jarvis. No balls and a strike on the Gateman leadoff man, Jarvis. Jeffries running from first. Check on the runner. No play. Breeze has died down just a little bit, still blowing out toward right, at least the general direction. The outfield is straight up, spread out. Simpson holding on the runner at first, the rest of the infield straight away. As that pitch is taken on the outside corner for strike 2. Jarvis squared up to bunt, pulled it back, and took a strike.
It's the third straight time now he's had an 0-2 or 1-2 count. It just makes it so much harder. And we mentioned how he's good with 2 strikes, but that doesn't mean you want to be behind
in that
in the
position
count
every time. It's true. That's a good point you make. But it is good for us. I love watching this 2-strike approach. 3 times in a ball game is a treat. As he chokes way up on the bat, Rutkowski out of the stretch, and he fouls it right back at our faces.
That'll wake us up.
Were you falling asleep?
Wasn't, but that one took me aback.
Yeah, that did come in hot. We've got a makeshift-looking plastic protector in front of a hole in the fence right in front of us. I hope this does its job if the ball comes this way. It hasn't gotten hit yet, but it doesn't look like it's particularly sturdy. As here's the 0-2 to Jarvis. Fastball taken upstairs.
Jarvis was able to work his way back into the count last time up in the third. Took a lot of pitches confidently that were just off the outside of the plate.
Yeah, that was a big-time walk drawn by the Alabama middle infielder. Jeffries is off with the pitch here. The throw to second base is late. Cody Jeffries moves himself into scoring position with a stolen base.
Nice job by Cody Jeffries. Good jump and a good throw from Byrne, but Jeffries just able to use his speed to beat it out. A clean slide. And I believe Jeffries' first stolen base of the Cape League season. Nice job by the San Diego product.
So Jarvis had one earlier. Now Jeffries has one to his name as well, a stolen base that is. And now a 2-2 count with 2 outs and a runner at second base for Jim Jarvis, who is battling after falling behind in the count early in this at-bat. Little extra pressure now on this plate appearance as a runner is in scoring position. A base hit will likely score a run as that error by Neto looming large here. Fastball, strike 3. Jarvis didn't like it, but it caught the corner, and the side is retired. Rutkowski navigates out of trouble after the error by Neto, and it is a 2-0 lead for Brewster as we send it to the top of the 6th. Stay with us right here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
That double play is brought to you by TM Ryder Insurance Agency. Package your home and auto insurance for the perfect double play.
Back from Spillane Field here in Wareham, Massachusetts. Thanks for joining us this evening on the Gatemen Baseball Network for this matchup between the Brewster Whitecaps and the Wareham Gatemen. Nick Magas alongside Jack Sadighian as we get set for the top of the 6th inning. It's Brewster with a 2-0 lead over Wareham. They got one in the first. They added one in the 5th. And now it's Larson Kindreich taking the mound for the second time this season. The redshirt junior out of Biola, draft eligible this year, and he looks to go back to work against the bottom half of this Brewster order.
Yeah, Kindreich is going to have a fastball that's going to be low to mid-90s. He's got a go-to changeup and a curveball that he's been working on that has looked really good recently, Nick. That's going to be the 3-pitch mix you see from him. And he did a pretty good job in his last time out. Through 4 innings, gave up a couple runs, but only off of 3 hits with 4 strikeouts. So we'll see if he can continue that success in his second appearance on the mound the 2021 Cape League season.
Yeah, his first appearance was the start in the home opener against Falmouth. So we flipped the script here. Kindrake coming in relief for Fitz as opposed to the other way around. That's what we saw last Monday here for the first game at Spillane Field. So he'll be charged to face Carter, Neto, and Byrne to start off this 6th inning as he delivers a first pitch fastball out of the zone for ball 1. Bases are empty here for this leadoff man, Dylan Carter. A 2-0 lead for the Whitecaps as Kindrake comes with a fastball inside.
I mentioned it the last half inning. Gatemen have been getting out of trouble. 5 runners left in scoring position for the Whitecaps, and it's only a 2-0 game.
Ground ball foul wide of the first base bag. On a 2-0 pitch, Kindrake attacking with a fastball. It looked like a pretty good pitch to hit, but Carter was out in front of it, and it's 2-1. Jeffrey Gilbert coming from the bullpen, taking his time grabbing that foul ball, and now he hustles it up when he realizes that the entire field is waiting for him to go get that ball.
That's a long way.
It's a long way, but he wasn't in any kind of hurry. As here's the 2-1. Called strike 2-2. No sense of urgency there from Jeffrey Gilbert, who is operating on his own clock. I love it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Just missed upstairs. Jack, you liked it? What do you think?
I just thought it was a strike. It was a great pitch, nonetheless, and a strong take by Carter. If anything, it was close.
And a confident take by Carter. He didn't even think about it. So now it's 3-2, and there's ball 4. A fastball low and in.
Tough break for Kindrake. Good pitch, 2-2. Didn't get the call. Now he has to deal with the leadoff base runner.
Yeah, the leadoff walk. Never a good sign for a pitcher, especially a pitcher in the ball game for the first time. And the old school coaches will tell you the leadoff walk always scores. We'll see if Kindrake can prove them wrong.
Yeah, let's not have that happen here.
First pitch to Neto's. A off-speed pitch had him well out in front of it.
Yeah, sent him to his knee. Great pitch. Comes back after giving up a walk and throws big time. Looked like his changeup.
So Neto puts his shoes back on, gets back in the box. Kindrake stares down the runner. Here's the 0-1. Gloved by Crooks behind the plate, up and away, 1-1. Neto almost cost Brewster a run last inning after making an error that would have ended the inning. Cody Jeffries made it to first, stole second, but Jarvis strikes out as Rutkowski got out of the inning without allowing a run. It wouldn't have been an earned run, but it would have been a run and cut the deficit in half. Instead, it's still 2-0. Kindrake just checked over on the runner at first. Now working out of the stretch, comes set once again. Kicks, fires, and delivers the 1-1 to Neto. High and outside. Crooks has a handle on it, 2-1. Mentioned Kindrake draft eligible this year. If he is drafted, he has a chance to be one of the biggest Biola alumni since brothers Tim and Todd Worrell. Both made solid careers in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, you don't see a lot of Division II guys on the Cape as that pitch misses to make it 3-1 to Neto. He's proved he's belonged.
Yeah, we talked about that the first time we saw him on the mound. And, yeah, the higher level competition, he's unfazed in the face of some of these really impressive hitters. Faced a good Falmouth lineup his first time around. Now a solid Brewster lineup as well, as there's a fastball up and inside. And Kindrake has a little trouble on his hands here with 2 walks to start this 6th inning, and runners now at first and second.
Yeah, it's tough because he felt like he didn't do poorly pitching to the first 2 batters, but pitches got away from him late in the count.
Just needs to stay competitive here. Throw strikes, make him put the bat on the ball. He's got 2 of the better middle infielders in this Cape League behind him to make a play. The double play is in order here And 2 outs on 1 ground ball would be really nice. Curtis Byrne in the box. He doesn't run particularly well, so it's a good chance to do this as he grounded out to third his last time up. Squares to bunt, fouls it off. Byrne 0 for 2 with a strikeout and that ground out.
So we'll see what his approach is. Shows bunt on the first pitch, but now fouled it off. Does he try and do it again? I'm going to say that he gets a swing away sign here. Just really a toss-up, though. He could try and bunt it again, get those runners over to second and third.
Despina in on the grass at first. Williams in on the grass at third as well. Both of them anticipating a bunt. Now Despina creeps in with the pitch. Here's the 0-1. Fastball, high and outside, 1-1.
So he showed bunt again. Whitecaps seem like they really want to move those runners over to second and third. I mean, it has been a low-scoring ball game. Runs have been valuable.
The bunt is always a useful tool, and in a game where runs are hard to come by, this could be a situation. But no squaring there for Byrne, who checks his swing and takes a ball. So now here's Carlejo out to the mound once again. He calls the whole infield together for a conference, and we'll see if they try and, whether it's putting on a bunt play or bringing the infield in, we'll see what he decides to do.
Yeah, this has to be some sort of conference to discuss what will happen, whether it's a bunt down the first or third baseline. They could potentially try and charge in the bunt and go to second for the out. That would keep the double play in orders and put runners on the corners.
Well, this is an interesting situation because I think it's safe to assume that Byrne isn't bunting anymore after if he didn't square around on the last pitch. So it's also not a situation where you typically bring the infield in, A, because you're down 2, and B, because the double play is in order. So Carlejo now heads back to the dugout.
Well, he's still first and third playing up.
Yeah, the corners are in. You're still watching the bunt, plus improves your chances for a double play in this situation. The middle infielders are pinched toward the second base bag. Kindreich comes set. Here's the 2-1. There's the bunt. Kindreich over to, and now it's Crooks to call him off, make the play, and throw to first. A nice strong throw by Jimmy Crooks moving up the third base line, and that advances the runners.
That is an excellent throw for a 2-4 put out by Jimmy Crooks. You cannot place a bunt much better than that if you're Byrne. I mean, it was beautifully about a third of the way down the third base line. Crooks sprints out, spins, guns it to the bag, and gets the out.
Mentioned the 4 on the back end of that play. Despina was charging with the bunt. Cody Jeffries over there to cover the bag, very alertly getting the out at first, and now with runners at second and third. This is the 9-hitter Alex Freeland. Still 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And there's a nice strong hook from Larson Kindreich to get strike 1.
Well, we saw him working on that curveball in a pen early in the season, and it was missing the zone a lot, but in game, it's been great.
It's been sharp, no doubt. Now the infield comes in. Kindreich blows a fastball by him, 0-2. Larson Kindreich now with a couple runners in scoring position, pitching backwards to the 9-hitter Freeland.
This is a big opportunity here. I'm going to go with the Tom Glavine approach. He always said, why not go after a pitcher 0-2? You got him 0-2. You could use a throwaway pitch, but he also could come here and go for his go-to changeup or a big fastball and try and get this strikeout right now.
Be a good time to do it. He has Freeland off balance. Here's the 0-2. There's the hook. There's strike 3. A huge strikeout for Larson Kindreich. And now 2 outs in the top of the 6th inning with the runners still at second and third.
I love it. He goes after him, pulls the string. That's big time from Larson Kindreich. Now he's 1 out away from getting out of trouble. Still work to do.
With the top of the order coming up, you got it right. More work to do. Porter Brown, 1 for 3 with a base hit. Challenged him with a fastball, missed inside, 1-0. Runners at second and third, 2 outs in the top of the 6th. It's a 2-0 lead for Brewster. Kindrake out of the stretch. There's the breaking ball, just missed upstairs. Wind still blowing out toward right field on a blustery evening here in Wareham. Kindrake out of the stretch, the 2-0. Swing and a miss with a fastball.
Blew it right by him. That was a fastball right down the pipe. It's a good setup pitch for one of his 2 breaking balls.
You don't have much of a choice there as a pitcher, 2-0. Kindrake just saying, here's my best fastball, hit it if you dare. And Brown came up empty. 2-1 here. Another fastball off the hands down the third base line and out of play.
A nice catch by a fan as well. There you go. Souvenir from Glenn Hannington, who sponsors all those foul balls, Nick.
Every time a ball goes out of play, the public address announcer, you can keep that foul ball, courtesy of Glenn Hannington. Very nice of him. We return to the action, 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the hook, and after Kindrake allows a couple of base runners, 2 straight curveballs to strike out Freeland, strike out Brown, and we'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It is still a 2-0 game in favor of Brewster. But before we send it to a break, it'll be Julia Joseph with Richard Fitz down the first base line.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with starting pitcher. Sorry. Technical difficulties. Thanks, guys. I'm here with starting pitcher Richard Fitz. Now, you threw 5 strikeouts in 4 innings tonight. What do you think about your performance on the mound?
I felt really good. I was trying to pitch to contact, trying to get some quick outs and that kind of thing, and didn't give up that many hard contacts, so I was happy with that, and I just wanted to let the defense work.
And as you prepare to leave for the Major League Baseball draft tomorrow, what will you take away with you for your time spent here on the Cape?
I've really enjoyed just getting to know all the guys. I've made some friendships that I think will last a long time, and also just having this experience in the Cape is unreal and something that I'll cherish for a long time.
It's been great to have you here. Good luck.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Back to you guys.
Two, 3, and 4 are coming up for the Gatemen in the bottom of the 6th. It's Fergus, Diodati, and Kern, 3 of the hottest batters in this Wareham lineup, and they need to get something going here with facing a 2-0 deficit here, and Harry Rutkowski, who they have been unable to solve, back on the mound for the 6th. Bunt goes down the line, and Fergus had a good beat on it, but it rolls foul.
Rutkowski, you're hoping he leaves the game, but he just stays out there. 5 innings, only giving up 2 hits, like you mentioned, Nick. Scoreless, only 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. I mean, he's been dominant. Fergus has gotten one off him, though, with that double in the first.
That was the hardest hit ball we've seen all day.
Yeah, and a good try on that bunt. I mean, it was well placed, and it just rolled foul.
Bunted for a single did Fergus for his first hit of the year. He's homered and doubled since then. Now 3 hits total for him as he faces an 0-1 count. That one chopped foul behind the catcher, Curtis Byrne, rolls to the backstop.
It's amazing what you'll see from Fergus. I mean, a deep double to left center. Who would have thought he would try and bunt on the first pitch? I think he caught everybody off guard.
Well, the third baseman's deep, the first baseman's deep. It was a good time to do it, but he swings and misses at an 0-2 pitch there, and he is retired for the first out of the 6th. That is 7 strikeouts now for Harry Rutkowski, who continues to cruise through 5 1/3.
The left-hander from Rutgers is absolutely dealing. Been all over the zone, gotten ahead in counts early. Striking guys out. Diodati coming to the plate, who's been sensational this season, 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts.
Diodati in the left-hand batter's box, swings and misses at the first pitch breaking ball from the southpaw out of Rutgers. Not afraid to come with that curveball early in counts. He's had trouble locating it in the past, especially during the regular season this year, but it has been working for him tonight. Here's the 0-1. Tried it again. Evens the count at 1 after that one was taken upstairs by Diodati.
Diodati can get going here. Gatemen just feel like they need a spark.
Diodati, slow roller to the right side. Over there to cover is Rutkowski, and he gets the feed and makes the out. That's a heads-up play by the pitcher, Harry Rutkowski. Will Simpson charging to make the play. Alertly turns to find his pitcher covering the bag, and it is a 3-1 putout for the second out of the sixth.
Thought Diodati might be able to beat that one up the line, Nick. Nice job. Rutkowski not only pitching, but flashing his ability to cover first.
And chewing gum.
And chewing gum.
He does it all.
The hardest part of his job.
Delivers a fastball low to Cade Kern.
Somebody's got to steal that pack of gum from the dugout or something. Slow him down.
I wonder what he does if he forgets his gum. As Kern fouls that one off to the right. Does he just not pitch well if he's not chewing his special gum?
No clue.
We'll have to ask him.
A game of superstitions, Nick.
That it is. Here's the 1-1 to Kern. Fastball, he jumped out of the way, but I guess it caught the inside corner. It's strike 2.
It looked like a strike to me. I think Kern was trying to sell it a little bit.
Kern with a massive 3-run homer last night. 434 feet it traveled to deep left field. Now with 1-2 and strikes out on a fastball up and away. Rutkowski continues to mow through this Gatemen lineup. We'll send it to the 7th. Stay with us on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Wareham House of Pizza has been serving Wareham and Marion for over 40 years with steak and cheese, pizza, and subs. Located in Shaw's Plaza, head on over for pickup or let them deliver to you. Located on the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Discover Keystone Place, the best option in Cape Cod.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham-Marion line.
Two 2-0 game, top of the 7th. Coming your way on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian alongside Nick Magas. Harry Rutkowski continues to mow down Gatemen batters through 6 innings. No runs, 2 hits, 8 strikeouts. So the Gatemen will try their best to keep it at a 2-run game with Kindrike on the mound. Walked the first 2 batters he faced, but then a 2-4 out on a sac bunt. And 2 straight strikeouts got him out of trouble. He'll have Colin Davis, Gavin Cross, and Sean Gusenberg, the 2-3-4 hitters, Nick.
Yep. Kindrike got out of trouble, as you mentioned, but now facing a tough part of this Whitecaps order. Davis, 1 for 2 with a walk. He steps in. Cross coming up next. He homered earlier in the ball game. And, of course, the ever-dangerous Sean Gusenberg in the cleanup spot. So Kindrike will have his work cut out for him.
Davis, an RBI single in the 5th. Shows bunt, but pulls back as the first pitch to him misses. That was his 2nd RBI of the Cape League season. He's also stolen a base today. 1 of 8 he's stolen without getting caught. 1-0 inside. Davis trying to bunt, but pulling back on some pitches way out of the zone.
Davis's brother Ryan is a wide receiver on the football team at the University of Alabama, Birmingham. If you remember, the UAB football team was the team they actually tried to cut back in 2014.
2-0, skied down the first base line. Despina has a beat on it and makes the catch. There's the first out of the 7th. Nobody on. 2-0 Whitecap lead for Gavin Cross. His older brother Connor also played baseball at Auburn.
That's one of the things that shocks me as we're prepping for these players. I guess it doesn't shock me, but I'm always just impressed by the athleticism that runs not just through these players, but through their families. Everybody's got siblings that are playing sports somewhere. Everybody's got parents who, were professional athletes or at the very least college athletes. And it makes you wonder sometimes how much of their ability is God-given versus hard work. And obviously there's a little bit of both that goes into it.
2 pitches in for strikes on Gavin Cross, the left-hander, is 1 for 3 with a homer back in the first. Here's the 0-2 off the plate. Crushed a ball to right field. Since then, a pop out to the pitcher's mound and a 5-3 ground out. Lefty here. 1-2 pitch. Fouled back. Spoiled a breaking ball.
Gavin Cross going into his sophomore year at Virginia Tech.
Second 1-2, low and away. Tried the curveball.
We failed to mention earlier in this ballgame that home run he hit was actually his first hit of the Cape League season. He was 0 for 11 coming into this game.
Well, that's one way to get on the board. 2-2, fastball inside. So Cross goes from no balls and 2 strikes to a full count. Sun setting, orange-blue sky at Spillane Field. Beautiful atmosphere. Payoff pitch. Fastball just a tad off the plate. And it's a 1-out walk to put a runner on first with 1 away in the 7th. That'll bring up Goosenberg. We'll try to add to a 2-0 Brewster lead. He's 0 for 2. Did draw a walk in the 5th.
Goosenberg with 4 Rutgers teammates on this Brewster team. They play in the Big Ten together, and Goosenberg actually had a huge weekend against Rutgers this year. Was 8 for 15 with 4 home runs in a 3-game series.
That pitch gets away. Runner goes, throw to second, late. Cross advances. The pitch skipped away from Crooks for a second, and he's able to take the second base bag. So runner in position with 1 away, but I'm sure those Rutgers teammates are glad to have Goosenberg playing with the same uniform as them now.
I'm sure.
That was
533 on the weekend. He was 8 for 15.
That was ruled a wild pitch against Kindrike. 1-0, swung on and missed. Runner in scoring position for the Whitecaps, who already have a 2-run lead.
That runner, Gavin Cross, headed away to play for Team USA next week, as are so many of the guys in the Brewster dugout and the Gatemen dugout.
And across the Cape League. 1-1. Cut on and missed. Fastball ran away from Goosenberg.
Goosenberg with a 2-run home run last night against Cotuit. That was the difference in the ball game, as Brewster took that game 2-0. Having a little bit of trouble getting it going here tonight. 0 for 2 with a walk, now facing a 1-2 count.
Here's the pitch. Got him with the curveball. What a pitch from Kindrike, and there's 2 away in the top of the 7th.
Well, Kindrike showing off that hook once again, and Goosenberg didn't like it, shaking his head as he walks back to the dugout. But I don't know about you, Jack. It looked pretty good from up here.
It did.
And Goosenberg strikes out for the 2nd time tonight.
3rd strikeout for Kindrike. Now 2 away. Cross the lone base runner at second. First pitch to the righty Will Simpson is in for a strike. Brewster scored in the first off a solo home run from Gavin Cross, who's on second now. And then again in the fifth, off an RBI single from Colin Davis that scored Alex Freeland. Kindryke got out of trouble with 2 runners on the last inning, trying to get out of trouble with the runner in position, in the seventh. 0-1, missed outside.
Simpson, the batter, selected by the Pirates in the 18th round of the MLB draft back in 2019. Like so many guys drafted out of high school, he chose to forego that. Now playing college baseball at the University of Washington.
That pitch low. Called strike. So he got it at the knees. 1-2 to Simpson.
It had me fooled too, Jack. That was a late strike call by the home plate umpire, but Kindryke got the benefit of the doubt, and it's 1-2.
Simpson 1 for 3 with a base hit back in the fourth. Here's the 1-2. That is popped up. Foul territory. Despina chasing after it, and it'll get out of play to the bleachers.
Turning into a beautiful sunset here at Spillane Field.
Absolutely.
I don't know if our viewers can get a look at that.
Orange-blue sky. Lights are on. Beautiful sunset here in Wareham.
It's pink, it's blue, it's orange, it's whatever you want to call it.
Pretty views at the ballpark just over the bridge. Here's the 1-2. Chopped, third base side, foul. Simpson continuing to stay alive.
Simpson's favorite player, Nolan Arenado, the third baseman for the St. Louis Cardinals. Likes him because he hits for power and hits for average. Simpson himself can do a little bit of both, coming off a year at Washington where he hit .310, 7 home runs, knocked in 35.
Yeah, had a great season. 2-0 Brewster lead, 2 away with the runner on second in the top of the seventh. 1-2, fouled off yet again. 3 straight foul balls for Will Simpson.
3 good pitches for Larson Kindryke, and Will Simpson able to spoil them all. This is where your mental toughness as a pitcher really has to show through. You execute once, you execute twice, you execute 3 times, and if you can't put him away, you need to continue to battle in this at-bat, just as the batter will.
Simpson digs back into the right side. The lefty Kindryke has the sign. Let her high hold. Here's the pitch. Fouled off a 4th time.
Another fastball from Kindryke. Love that from Larson, challenging him. It's a 1-2 count. He has a couple pitches to spend if he wants them, but coming right back to the zone with fastball after fastball. Kindryke just saying, hit my best stuff. Here it is.
And here's the 8th pitch of the at-bat. On the way, in the dirt, skips past Crooks. Cross will advance to third. Second wild pitch that's allowed Cross to go from first to third.
And you can credit that to a tough at-bat for Simpson. Even if he makes it, well, he needs to get a hit here to score this run, but give him credit for battling in this at-bat and forcing a mistake from Kindryke to move the runner to third.
2-2. Hammered, left center field. Diodati racing back. Dives, misses it. It's at the wall. Run scores. And Simpson's into second, standing up. 3-0 Brewster lead in the 7th.
And that is a big time at bat from Will Simpson. You said 8 pitches, Jack, and he was fouling balls off, pitch after pitch, staying alive with 2 strikes. And they say you only get 1 good pitch to hit in an at bat, and he was waiting for that pitch to hit. It was Kindryke who hung a breaking ball. Simpson took advantage, drove it to left center field, and drove in another run for Brewster to give them a 3-0 lead.
On the 9th pitch of the at bat, Will Simpson knocks in Brewster's 3rd run. First pitch to the lefty Dylan Carter. Upstairs. Carter 0 for 1 with a fly out to center that ended up getting doubled up on some bad base running. He has drawn 2 walks, though. Here's the 1-0. Curveball missed.
Looked like a good pitch.
It did.
Just off the plate, I guess. It's 2-0.
Tough break for Kindrake. And Crook's going to head to have a conversation with his pitcher on the mound.
You don't have a great angle as viewers at home on balls and strikes from the camera angle we're showing you, so we'll serve as your umpire critics, whether you like it or not.
And I'm sure Kindrake has a couple critiques, if you will.
Jack looked at me like, boy, that was harsh. I mean that in the best way possible. Just being your eyes and ears from up here in the press box at Spillane Field. With a runner at second base, and now Crooks returns to his spot behind the plate.
3-0 Brewster lead, 2 outs, 2-0 pitch. There's a strike. Nice fastball. Kindrake trying to keep it at a 3-run game. Gatemen have only scattered 2 hits, 6 scoreless innings for Rutkowski. He's dominated. 2-1, fastball blew it right by him. Swing and a miss.
Don't have a velo for you on the fastball live, but we're told that Kindrake usually sits between 90 and 93.
That looked like it was at the higher end of that range. 2-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out, and Kindrake keeps it at just a run in the 7th. That run off of a walk and a hit, 1 runner left on base. Stretch time here at Spillane Field. 3-0 Brewster lead.
Beat the heat and join us at Waterways, a water experience unlike any other this side of the bridge. Open daily, head over to the water park on Route 28, the Cranberry Highway.
Village Signs of Mattapoisett. They do it all, from logo design, trucks and buildings, to boats. Village Signs has proudly served southern New England for over 35 years. Visit them at villagesigns.inc.com for all your signage needs.
Three 3-0 game as we head to the last of the 7th. Jack Sadighian, Nick Magas on the Gatemen Baseball Network. New pitcher, Harry Rutkowski, finally out of the game to the relief of Gatemen fans. 6 scoreless innings. He only gave up 2 hits with 8 strikeouts. And in to replace him, the right-hander Griffin Green out of Virginia Tech.
Green, a relatively local kid from Chelmsford, Massachusetts. Like you said, Jack, coming from Virginia Tech, going into his sophomore year. Coming off a fairly solid freshman year. He was 3-0, but the ERA was a little higher than he would like at 5.5. Struck out 24, walked just 7 in the Cape Cod League for the second time. First appearance, went 1 1/3, allowed 1 earned run. And he'll try and buckle down here and come in relief after a really strong performance, as you mentioned, from Harry Rutkowski. And I'm sure nobody is happier to see him chased from the game than Jimmy Crooks, who comes up to lead off the 7th.
Yeah, he's 0 for 2 with a fly out to center and a ground out to second base. And the first pitch to the lefty is lifted foul over the left side.
Rutkowski, the southpaw from Rutgers, going 6 innings, allowing 0 runs, striking out 7. A really good night for him in his first start that will end up in the scorebook. As we mentioned earlier in the game, his first start got rained out.
Oh, one line the other way. That'll get into the corner in left field. Crooks taking off for second. And he's in standing up. So Rutkowski leaves the game, and Crooks leads off the bottom of the 7th with a double.
Well, this could be a good sign for the Gatemen. They found themselves down last night 6-1 in the 7th inning before finally getting some offense going. We'll see if that plays out the same way here.
They scored 3 in the 7th last night, 1 in the 8th before falling 6-5 and leading the bases loaded in the 9th against Bourne. Justin Williams to the plate now, 0 for 2 with a strikeout. First pitch to him, low and away. Just a 3rd hit for the Gatemen today. Jimmy Crooks on second, nobody out. 3-0 deficit for the Gatemen in the last of the 7th. Here's the 1-0 to the righty Williams. Low again. Light breeze into right field. Green from the stretch. 2-0. Hammered into left center field. Brown back, settling under it is Carter, the center fielder, who actually made the catch. Crooks tags up from second, slides into third, safe. So Brown called off at the last second. Carter, the center fielder, made the catch. But it's a productive out for Williams as Crooks advances to third.
Well, it was fly out to the track after fly out to the track this year during the regular season for Williams at Penn State. Talked about that with him a little bit before this season started. And that was another ball hit there that was well hit, fairly deep into left center field, but the breeze out there blowing toward right, probably knocking that down just a little bit. And Carter over there to make the play.
First pitch to Jack Brannigan out of Notre Dame as well inside. Brannigan 1 for 2 with a base hit in the second. Crooks the lone base runner on third as the Gatemen try and get on the board, trailing 3-0 with 1 away in the last of the 7th. Rutkowski, 6 scoreless innings. Green in to replace him. That pitch fouled off. A ball and a strike to Brannigan.
You'll likely only see Brannigan as a hitter / third baseman here for the Gatemen, but he was actually a two-way player this season against Notre Dame. Hit .295 this year with 5 home runs, 6 home runs, check that, 27 RBI.
That pitch is hit high into the air to right field. Cross gets under it. Crooks thinks about tagging, retreats back to third. So 2 away now, and Crooks still standing on third.
But Brannigan, as he heads back to the dugout, also had a 1.93 ERA in 4.2 innings pitched as a freshman at Notre Dame.
Angelo Despina coming up now. Left-handed hitter out of Mercer against the righty Griffin Green. Crooks on third. 3-0 Brewster lead in the last of the 7th. First pitch to Despina. Lined up the middle, and that's right at the center fielder, Carter, who makes the catch. 3 straight flyouts for the Gatemen. Leave a runner stranded on third, and it'll stay a 3-0 game as we head to the 8th on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal.
3-0 game. We head to the 8th on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jack Sadighian, Nick Magas. And another pitching change. The fourth arm on the mound will be the righty Alex Pham.
Yeah, Pham on for the second time this year. Coming from Union City, California, and the University of San Francisco. Nice year this year. Finished 9-11, the record, but with a 3.6 ERA. Over 182 and a third innings pitched.
And I want to mention Kindrike. He goes 2 innings, gives up 1 run off a hit and 3 walks with 3 strikeouts. But he didn't have his best stuff tonight. Really persevered in tough situations and minimized the damage.
Yeah, that's a good point you make, Jack. I don't want to say anybody, but a lot of guys, especially in this league, can pitch well. They can go 6, 7 scoreless innings when they have their best stuff. But what really marks a great pitcher is when, on an average night, when you go out there, you're feeling a little bit tight, you're feeling a little bit sore from your last start, when you're not gripping the baseball or spinning the baseball the way you want, and you can still go out there and grind out outs. You might not strike out the most guys, might be a few more hits than you'd like to give up, but if you can keep the pitch count down, grind out innings, and do the best you can without your best stuff, that's what makes a great pitcher, because you're not going to come out here, blowing guys away in every single start.
And so Pham will have Neto, Byrne, and Freeland, the 7, 8, 9 hitters for the Whitecaps. I feel like you need to keep this at a 3-0 game. The Gatemen had their first real threat of the game in the last inning as Crooks was left stranded on third. But there just hasn't been much going for the Gatemen offensively, only 3 hits through 7.
Left stranded on third. How many times have we said that this season?
It's been one too many. But not a lot of base runners for the Gatemen today.
So Alex Pham, 7th in San Francisco history with 215 career strikeouts. If he elects to go back there for another year, he'll be a redshirt senior.
First pitch to Neto. Swung on and missed. Neto 1 for 2, a single in the second. He also drew a walk in the 6th. Pham's second appearance on the mound for the Gatemen, win 1 1/3 against Falmouth in the second game of the season. Didn't give up any runs. Pham working from the stretch. 0-1, fouled straight back.
So with the exception of Seamus, who we saw in the season opener against Cotuit, it's been 3 pitchers that we saw in the home opener against Falmouth. A lot of the pitching rotation just determined on a day-to-day basis. Guys' outings are pre-scheduled. So you saw Fitz, then Kindrike, then Pham again.
Yeah, Seamus as well thrown today.
Yes.
3-0 Brewster lead. Zach Neto leading off the 8th for the Whitecaps. 0-2. In the dirt.
We should talk about Neto's story a little bit more. Started his year with Cotuit. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but for anyone just joining us, actually was cut from that Cotuit team and then found a spot here on the Brewster roster just a few days later after heading off to the New England League, I believe, to play 1 game and then finding his way back here for another chance at Cape Cod ball.
That pitch way outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Neto, but I mean, a crazy last couple weeks for the Big South Player of the Year out of Campbell. He was a .405 hitter this year, 12 homers, 58 RBIs, came to Cotuit, and they let him go. NECBL for a game picked up by Brewster, goes 1 for 2 against Cotuit yesterday. And Brewster wins that game 2-0. Had to be a good feeling for the sophomore. 2-2, breaking ball dropped, and it looked like it was way out of the zone. So after a couple good pitches by Pham, 3 wild ones, and it's a full count to Zach Neto.
Neto now 3 for 7 on the season. Walked earlier in this game. That was in the 6th.
Brewster has spread runs across this one. 1 in the 1st, 1 in the 5th, and 1 in the 7th. 3-0 lead for them. Payoff pitch, fouled over the right side. But it was a solo home run for Gavin Cross to start things off. Then an RBI single from Colin Davis and an RBI double from Will Simpson And the pitching has shined. Rutkowski 6 scoreless. And then Griffin Green out in the 7th gave up a leadoff double, but didn't give up any runs. Second payoff pitch out of the zone. So Neto leads off the 8th with a walk. Gatemen have combined to walk 7 hitters tonight. Not normally a recipe for success, but the damage has been relatively minimal.
Do you even want to talk about last night?
Well, 5 walks in a row.
5 consecutive walks last night.
And so we've talked about it.
That's all we need to say. That's how you out hit a team 14-7 and still lose a ball game. For anybody who was wondering.
Our first pinch hitter of the game, Nick Biddison out of Virginia Tech, stepping into the right side. Comes in with a runner on first and nobody out in the top of the 8th. Brewster trying to add to a 3-0 lead. Biddison is 3 for 11 with an RBI. Has drawn some walks as well. Swings at the first pitch, grounds down third base line. First out at second, throw to first. Got him! 5-4-3 double play. And that clears off the bases in the 8th.
So Biddison hit for Curtis Byrne, the catcher. It'll be interesting to see if that's a straight switch or if they bring in a different catcher to replace Byrne behind the plate.
I would assume they're going to bring in a different catcher.
You would think. There's 2 more on the roster. However, Biddison played 6 different defensive positions for Virginia Tech this season.
Right.
Catcher was one of them.
Yeah.
So
the only ones he didn't
he
play
can catch if you need him to.
Shortstop, right field, and pitcher. But he came in, swung at the first pitch, and the Gatemen thank him for a 5-4-3 double play. Now the first pitch to Alex Freeland is in for a strike. Freeland 1 for 3 with a base hit in the 5th. Ended up scoring off of a single from Colin Davis.
Just wrapped up his freshman year at the University of Central Florida. He was number 27 on the list of the perfect game top 500 incoming freshmen coming into this season.
And came into this game without a Cape League hit. Got in the 5th, so slayed that demon and takes a 0-1 strike. So quickly behind 0-2. 3-0 Brewster lead. Alex Pham on the mound for the Gatemen. 1 strike away. 0-2. And that was called for a strike, so I guess we had the count wrong up here, Nick. I apologize. It was a 1
should be a 1 and 2
pitch, so it's
should
a
be
1
1
and 2
count.
Apologies for that.
I won't hold that entirely on you. The scoreboard is wrong too.
So here's a 1-2. That's upstairs. Lights on here at Spillane Field. Sizable crowd to cheer on Wareham, trying to get to 500 against the 2-2-1 Whitecaps. 2-2. Grounded right side, squared up by Jeffries, throw to first, and there's the third out. So it stays at 3-0 after a leadoff walk, 5-4-3 double play, and a 4-3 ground out. Bottom of the 8th coming up in a moment on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Get your glow on at Compassionate Med Spa. They're compassionate about getting your perfect skin. Come get your glow on. Call 774-678-7319. Mention this ad and get 25% off at Hydra Facial.
The Mezzaluna Restaurant is a family-run Italian restaurant celebrating 80 years in business. Located on Main Street in Buzzards Bay, Mezzaluna specializes in Italian cuisine, a lunch menu that's the best deal in town, and serving some of Cape Cod's famous prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday. Come enjoy the feast at Mezzaluna, the Italian family restaurant.
For sales and rentals of Caterpillar machinery, generators, and marine engines, visit MiltonCat.com, your area cat dealer. Milton Cat, the Cape and Islands Caterpillar dealer, is proud to be a sponsor of today's game.
Three 0 game as we head to the last of the 8th on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Jeffries, Jarvis, and Fergus, the 9-1-2 hitters, do it for the Gatemen as they try and get something going on Griffin Green. His second inning of work, he gave up a leadoff double in the 7th, but left Jimmy Crook stranded at third to keep the Gatemen scoreless.
Trying to get something going has been the line of the night for the Gatemen. Threatened a number of times, but just never able to string enough hits together to put any runs on the board. As you said, Jack, it's 3-0, and Griffin Green back on the mound for Brewster.
First pitch to Jeffries in the dirt. Gatemen have scattered 3 hits, a double by Fergus in the first. He was left stranded on second, a single by Brannigan in the second, and a double to lead things off in the 7th for Crooks. He was left stranded on third. That's been about it offensively for Wareham.
They drew a walk, and also Jeffries reached on an error.
That pitch fouled off.
Both Jarvis and Jeffries stole a base, moved into scoring position, but still nothing to come of it thus far.
A ball and a strike to Cody Jeffries, the second baseman. If you're going to get something going, Nick, now's the time. 1-1, upstairs.
Well, they've had good luck with Cody Jeffries in the leadoff spot for a given inning, batting in the 9-hole, but when they're able to flip the order and get him on to start things off, they've scored runs in the past.
2-1 pitch, well out of the zone.
They like having him in that 9 spot because when you can have him come up to start an inning and kind of operate like a leadoff batter, like a Jarvis before a Jarvis, really gives you a chance to put good speed on the base paths.
Here's the 3-1. Fouled over the left side. Full count for Cody Jeffries. The leadoff man in the last of the 8th. Gatemen behind 3-0. Green working from the belt. Payoff pitch is popped up. Shallow left field. Charging in is Brown. He's going to make the catch, called off the shortstop Neto for the first out.
That is a good play by Brown. Wasn't an easy catch to make. He was running in on it the whole way. Called off Neto at the last second, and it's a good thing, too, because Neto had no read on that ball. Turned to his left, then turned to his right. And if Brown wasn't there for backup, that would have been a base hit.
So Jim Jarvis comes up. Usually excellent in the leadoff spot, but a little bit quiet today. 0 for 2. Did draw a walk in the third and got into scoring position before being left on second. First pitch to him is drilled to left center field, but hangs in the air as Brown makes the catch on the run. Reached over his shoulder and got it. 2 away. So well-hit ball for Jarvis, but no results. 3-0 Brewster. 2 away in the last of the 8th. Cade Fergus to the plate. Fergus is 1 for 3 with a double in the first.
Coming off a huge summer last year. He was an all-star in the South Florida Collegiate Baseball League. Got off to a great start here in Cape Cod as well as he takes a first pitch strike.
Yeah, and he had a good season at George Washington this past year. .299 hitter. And he wasn't particularly known for his power, but came out and hit a home run.
Not just a home run, but a home run the other way against Orleans.
Just his second at-bat of the Cape League season as that pitch is in for a strike. So Fergus quickly behind 0-2.
You say his second at-bat. It's also, a number of plate appearances before that.
Had drawn 3 walks
to that
and
point,
bunted for a single before that.
Yeah, now he has 5.
Chokes up on the bat. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Fouled away.
One thing the Gatemen hitters have done really well tonight is battling with 2 strikes. Of course, that didn't prevent Rutkowski from ultimately coming away with 7 strikeouts, but they didn't make it easy for him.
2 outs, nobody on. Call for time. Some scores from around the league. The Braves wins their 6th in a row, off to a 6-0 start after a 9-2 win against Katuitt. And the Falmouth Commodores defeating Hyannis 8-5. Here's the 0-2. Just missed.
Jack and I will have the Wareham Falmouth game right back here tomorrow night.
Right. That'll be a big game standings-wise. Falmouth 1 point ahead of Wareham. If their result holds, their result did hold. It went final. If this result holds, they'll have a 3-point lead tomorrow. As that pitch will ring Fergus up, excuse me. He'll have to walk back to the dugout. The side is retired. And it's still 3-0 Brewster. 9th inning after this on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
The Mezzaluna Restaurant is a family-run Italian restaurant.
Does your insurance agent know you by name, analyze your stats, and help you with your game plan? If the answer is no, then it's time to draft Morse Insurance. Their local team will get to know you, assess your risk, and develop a strategy to protect your home, auto, or business. Visit us online at morseins.com. Hashtag Morse, of course, has your back.
Serving southeastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island, Office Technology Group has been the area's source for advanced digital multifunctional copiers since 2009. Call Office Technology Group at 508-858-5825.
We'll have the top of the 9th and the bottom of the 9th coming your way right here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. Paul Skeens on to try and keep this a 3-0 deficit for the Gatemen before they have one more chance in the bottom of this inning. Nick Magas right here with you alongside Jack Sadighian. As Skeens is finishing up his warm-up pitches. And he'll face the top of this Brewster order in Brown, Davis, and Cross.
Yeah, Skeens ran into a little bit of bad luck his first time out. Gave up a run against YD in a 7-1 Gateman win. Came out for the 9th, and a couple of hits that were a little bit lucky. Just either bounced in the right spot or drifted just into the spot of the outfield where no one could get to it. But Skeens looks solid on the mound, and he's a really good closing pitcher. Fastball, a plus changeup, and a slider as well. He can get that fastball up to 96, 97 easily. He's hit 100 this year.
So the first pitch from Skeens is that high fastball, and Porter Brown swings through it for strike 1. Brown 1 for 4 with a single in the 5th. Struck out twice tonight as well as he goes down 0-1 to Skeens. Tried him again with the fastball. That one up and away. Evens the count at 1. Cade Fergus still in center field for the Gatemen. He is playing well to the shortstop side of the second base bag. Two outfielders at their usual positions as the 1-1 misses outside. Infield straight up as well. Justin Williams slightly inside the baseline at third base. Give him a chance to cut down a speedy Brown on a slowly hit ground ball. Here's the 2-1 from Skeens. Skied up and over the box. Out of play, 2-2. Base is empty here as Porter Brown leads off the top of the 9th inning for Brewster. They hold a 3-0 lead over the Gatemen. Skeens out of the windup. Swing and a miss, strike 3. That looked like the changeup diving away from Porter Brown. And they throw it around the infield after Skeens gets the first out of the inning.
And so the bad news for Gatemen fans is they're down 3-0 in the 9th. But if Skeens can keep it at a 3-run game, you've got Diodati, Kern, and Crooks, arguably the best 3 hitters in your lineup coming up.
That's bad news?
Said that's the good news.
Oh.
Did I say
okay.
bad news?
You might have. I heard bad news, but I could.
Well, I said the bad news is you're down 3-0.
The pessimist in this situation.
Good news.
All right.
Okay.
I was referring to myself. So Skeens goes down 1-0 to the 2-hitter Colin Davis. And now Davis takes a strike, evens the count at 1. Base is still empty here in the top of the 9th. Davis 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. The 1-1 swung on and missed.
He's blowing that fastball by hitters. Davis upset that he couldn't keep up with that one.
If you're Skeens, do you come with it again?
Yeah, 1-2, I think so.
Crooks gives the call. Skeens likes it, tries the fastball again, like you said, but it's up and away. That one more away than up. Looked like it just missed the outside corner of the plate. Skeens resets. Here's the 2-2. Tried a slider that time, blocked up by Jimmy Crooks, and it fills up the count.
I think 3-2, you go back to the fastball and just try and blow it by him.
Nobody's touched it yet. Might as well. Breeze still blowing out toward right field. Colin Davis digs into the right-handed batter's box. Checks up the 3-2. He did not go, and that's ball 4.
And so before the Gatemen can think about a comeback, they need 2 more outs from Skeens here.
So now a runner at first. That runner is Colin Davis after he walked. So here comes Gavin Cross. Gave Brewster the lead in the top of the first with a home run as he swings through that fastball.
Well, and Davis is not the walk you wanted to give up because he's already stolen a base today, has stolen 8 bases without getting caught in what is now the 6th game of the season. So Skeens needs to keep an eye on him.
He was trying to get a running jump there. Skeens checked over, and
a good throw might have had him. That
good throw would have had him. Colin Davis was leaning well off the back at first and trying to extend that lead as Skeens came over. Still inching over at first base. Now Skeens comes. Davis takes off. The throw down. Got him. Out by a mile, and Jimmy Crooks cuts down his 3rd base runner of the year.
Skeens pumping in a fastball in mid to high 90s. Davis not getting a good jump, and Crooks' arm. That is a recipe for disaster for Colin Davis, and that throw was way ahead of him. So he finally gets caught stealing.
Cross digs back in. Here's the 0-2 outside. That was just as much on Skeens as it was on Crooks, too, because that throw over a moment ago, even though it didn't get him out, it had him off balance. He wasn't able to get nearly the jump he wanted. And while still trying to take second base, Crooks able to cut him down. So there's strike 3 now on a fastball, and that will do it. Jimmy Crooks throws out a runner. Paul Skeens throws out a batter. Caught him looking, and that will send us to the bottom of the 9th. Stay with us right here on the Gatemen Baseball Network.
Located on the Cape Cod Canal, Keystone Place at Buzzards Bay is the area's newest rental independent living, assisted living, and memory care community. With some of the area's largest apartments and an ultra-inclusive monthly service package, Keystone Place is a life-fulfilling retirement community unlike any other. Discover Keystone Place, the best option in Cape Cod.
One of the Gatemen's favorite places for their post-game meals is Cool Cone, where you can get anything from fried clams and fried chicken to an ice cream sundae, and then top it all off with a round of mini golf. Cool Cone, located on Route 6 on the Wareham Marion line.
Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Baseball Factory's vision is to guide both players and parents through the college recruiting process into professionally trained players in order to find a school that is the right fit, both academically and athletically. Contact us at 877-752-6025.
Last chance for the Gatemen here from Spillane Field. It is a full battery change for the Brewster Whitecaps, who have a 3-0 lead over Wareham. Clay Owens in behind the plate after coming into the ball game for Curtis Byrne. And the new pitcher on the mound is Hunter Pattison.
Excuse us, it looks like it's actually Christian Pregant behind the plate out of Stetson. But the new pitcher on the mound, Pattison, going to pound the zone with fastballs. He's already had 2 appearances on the Cape League season, throwing a total of 5 1/3. And giving up 2 earned.
Pattison comes with first pitch fastball and misses low and inside to Owen Diodati. Like we said last inning, good news if you're a Gateman fan. Diodati, Kern, and Crooks to lead off this inning, and there is nobody you'd rather have.
And 3 of them have been quiet today, combined 1 for 9. But that just means they're due.
Fastball low and inside to Diodati. It's 2-0 now. As he chops a fastball off of his foot. That didn't look like it felt good. He'll take a walk now. The umpire will give him a minute.
Diodati trying to avoid his first hitless night.
Here's the 2-1 from Pattison to Diodati. Checks it up. No, he did not. Stays alive, 3-1.
That was about as close as check swings come. Good job holding the bat. See if he gets a hittable pitch here.
3-1 pitch is fouled straight back out of play.
He certainly did. It was a fastball outer half.
Yeah, Diodati just getting a little pull happy there. Jumped off it just a little bit. Here's the 3-2 to Owen. Swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Owen Diodati chases, goes down on strikes for the 3rd time tonight. And that is an uncharacteristic evening for Owen Diodati, who has consistently been the best hitter in this Gateman lineup.
Yeah, tough night for him.
So here's Cade Kern. It's a 3-0 deficit for the Gatemen. Nobody aboard, and Kern fouls the first pitch he sees back to the screen.
We've seen the Gatemen do things late down. Against Katuitt, they brought the tying run to the plate for a base running mistake. Against Bourne, bases loaded. Ended up losing by 1.
Kern swings through a breaking ball. It's 0-2.
But we've seen life from the Gatemen late in a lot of games.
Pattison working quickly out of the windup. Fouled off was that fastball. Tough with 2 strikes is Cade Kern.
And he's had a tough night as well. 2 strikeouts after a hard hit ball that ended up being a line out to center.
Hunter Pattison out of the University of Central Florida delivers a fastball high. That goes all the way to the backstop. Tip of the cap to our Gatemen bat kids over there. Doing a nice job all season. Sitting in their little perch behind the Gatemen dugout next to Jerry Weinstein. Collecting foul balls and bats from these Gatemen players. That swung on and missed for strike 3, but it gets by the catcher. And Cade Kern goes all the way to first base now.
All right. That's one way to get a base runner in the 9th. Kern
Yeah,
will take
it. So a dropped third strike will put Cade Kern on first base. And here comes Jimmy Crooks. So Crooks in the left-handed batter's box now. Pattison, the lefty, comes set, checks the runner, and delivers the first pitch to Crooks. Fastball out the outside corner.
Crooks doubled the other way his last time up. Big shift on for him. 3 infielders on the right side, third baseman over where the shortstop would normally be. He did a good job pushing it the other way last time. Could try to do that again here.
Interesting setup here for their defense with the double play in order as that one's grounded toward second base. Unable to make the turn as that's Freeland getting over there from his spot at third base covering the second base bag, and that's a fielder's choice. Grounded into by Jimmy Crooks, and that's the second out of the 9th.
So last chance here, Nick, coming up with Justin Williams.
As you said it, Williams the last chance for the Gatemen with just a runner at first. They're down 3-0 in here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th inning. Pattison trying to shut the door on Wareham. First pitch skied foul off to the first base side out of play.
Nobody's been able to square up his fastball. A bunch of his pitches fouled off, but nobody connecting cleanly so far.
It's now Crooks running from first base. Here's the 0-1 to Williams. Breaking ball taken low and inside. Williams had to jump out of the way. Williams can find his way aboard. It'll be Brannigan, then Despina.
I think that's the goal. Just find a way to get aboard and bring that tying run to the plate. Then you never know what can happen, but you got to at least give yourself a chance by getting that tying run up there.
1 ball, 1 strike to Williams. Thought about it, laid off, but it's strike 2.
Nice pitch. He does a good job. Comes with a big fastball and then has an off speed with a huge speed differential that's hard for hitters to read.
One and 2 with 2 outs. Gatemen down to their final strike. Williams comes after the pitch, fouled off first base side, just gets over the fence. Tracking it over there was Will Simpson in an attempt to make the play, but he ran out of real estate, and Williams stays alive with 2. Evening is really cooled off now here at Spillane Field in Wareham. Gatemen trying to prevent themselves from falling to 2-4. Katuitt trying to go back to a winning record. They would improve to 3-2-1 with a win. Here's the pitch. Fouled off by Williams, staying alive with 2 strikes. The umpire collects some new baseballs, and now we'll do it again at 1 and 2. Crooks gets his lead off first. He's the only base runner. Nobody holding him on. Outfield straight up, spread out. Same with the infield. Here's the 1-2 to Williams. Swing and a miss. That goes all the way to the backstop again, and he will reach first base on the second dropped third strike of the inning. When's the last time you saw that?
Not exactly how you drew up getting the tying run to the plate, but it gets there nonetheless. 2 drop third strikes put runners on first and second for the Gatemen. First time they've had 2 base runners all evening. How about that?
So we mentioned the defensive replacement behind the plate, but never did we think it would come into play as much as it has. That's 2 breaking balls now. Both of them swung on and missed. One from Kern, one from Williams, and both right through the 5-hole of Christian Pregant. So this is Jack Brannigan now. Took a fastball low and inside. And he is the tying run at the plate right now. Crooks at second base, Williams at first. Brannigan in the box. And he skies that one to the right side, down the line. Over to make the catch is Will Simpson, and that will do it. Simpson was ranging over there, had enough room to make the play, and that takes us through the 9th inning. So after a bit of an adventure with 2 drop third strikes, Hunter Pattison is able to close the door on the Gatemen, and they fall for the second night in a row, this time 3-0 to the visiting Brewster Whitecaps. We will send it to a break and be back in a little bit with our post-game show. Thank you for joining us on the Gatemen Baseball Network. We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 Restaurants, Coca-Cola Bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5 Cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys.
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports.
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce.
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce.
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Cape Cod Coca-Cola thanks you for supporting the Cape Cod Baseball League and for refreshing yourself with ice-cold Coca-Cola products. Please remember to recycle your empty bottles, cans, and all other recyclable materials. It takes only 6 recycled plastic bottles to make a new baseball cap.
The 99 Restaurant and Pub is proud to be a sponsor of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Visit your local 99 and try their famous colossal lobster rolls. Piled high on grilled brioche and served hot buttered or with just the right amount of mayo and celery with fries and coleslaw. The 99, always the real deal. Badger Sport is a leading provider of superior quality team uniforms and performance athletic wear, including performance t-shirts, fleeces, shorts, and pants. From the fields to the stands and at every practice along the way, Founders Sport Group makes authentic, quality apparel accessible at the speed of the sport. Visit foundersport.com today.
Baseball Factory is a company specializing in player development and college placement of high school baseball players. We care about guiding players to a college that is the perfect fit. Give us a call at 877-752-6025 to get started today.
For a nostalgic Cape Cod vacation experience, head to Bay Motor Inn, where guests are treated like family. Located in the heart of Buzzards Bay Village, this 1950s-style cottage colony still provides you with up-to-date amenities. The Gatemen thank the Bay Motor Inn for their support.
Welcome into the Gatemen post-game show. Jack Sadighian alongside Nick Magas. Unfortunately, the Gatemen fall to the Whitecaps 3-0. Brewster improves to 3-2-1. They have now won 3 consecutive games. The Gatemen fall to 2-4. Another tough one, Nick. And it was just a dominant pitching from Brewster that kept the Gatemen off the board.
Well, we talked about it before the game. We're going to talk about it a lot more the rest of this season. Pitching wins games. You don't have to swing the bats particularly well if you got guys on the mound who can lock down solid opposing lineups. And that's exactly what Brewster did tonight. Rutkowski was excellent, going 6 innings, 6 scoreless innings, striking out 7. Green came in relief. Pattison came and closed the job, and they were just really solid across the board on the mound.
They were. Gatemen scattered 3 hits in the game, but never had 2 base runners until the 9th inning, and that came off of 2 dropped third strikes, Nick. So there was never any momentum in that Gatemen dugout.
Not a lick. I mean, you had the 3 guys who we were talking about the most coming into this game, Fergus, Diodati, and Kern. They combined to go 1 for 12. So that happens. I mean, Cade Fergus, 1 out double in the first inning. We thought maybe they were going to have a chance to really get something going in that inning, but nothing came of it. He finished 1 for 4. Diodati 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts. I mean, just an off night for him. It's uncharacteristic. That's the way it goes. And then Cade Kern, after a huge home run last night, we talked about that quite a bit. 0 for 4, 3 strikeouts as well. So Jimmy Crooks with a double, but yeah, like you said, 3 hits. It's just a handful of base runners, a couple of them coming on errors. They walked 1 guy, I think, couple drop third strikes in the last inning. And if that's your only offense, you're going to be hard-pressed to win a lot of baseball games.
Yeah, it was tough. Let's look around the league, though. The Bourne Braves beat the Kettleers 9-2. Commodores beat the Hawks 8-5. We're just going to focus on the West action for now because those are the standings that matter for Gatemen fans. The Braves keep running away with first. They now have 12 points. They're 6-0. But Falmouth with a win tonight moves to 7 points. Katuitt and Wareham are tied with 4 points. And then Hyannis is last with 2 points. Only the top 2 teams in the West go to the playoffs. So this is a big game tomorrow against Falmouth. The Gatemen will have the Commodores at home, trailing by 3 in the standings. They could pull within 1 of that second-place spot with the win tomorrow, Nick.
They could. It's a big game. We'll have it right for you. Similar time, I think
6:45. Yep.
Same place. Jack and I will be on the call trying to claw back behind Falmouth in the standings, like you said. And we should clarify for fans out there who don't know exactly how the standings work.
Right, yes.
2 points for a win, 1 point for a tie, 0 points for a loss. So when we say so-and-so is this many points ahead, that's what we mean by that. Falmouth has been playing good baseball lately. They've been putting together both phases of the game, pitching well, hitting well, playing good defense, and it ought to be a good ball game tomorrow night.
Yeah, and kind of a little bit of luck for the Gatemen as well is the fact that the West teams haven't performed that well. Outside of the Braves,
nobody's
playing well, which is good. Which is good for the Gatemen.
Yes.
So they stay tied with Katuitt. They're just 3 points back from the Falmouth Commodores. And we'll take it to the third member of our team, Julia Joseph, with the post-game interview.
We appreciate and thank the sponsors who support the Cape League and the 10 teams. Our corporate sponsors are the financial backbone of the league. It is with their support that we are able to preserve our long-standing tradition of providing the best family entertainment here on Cape Cod. On behalf of the Wareham Gatemen, the 9 other teams, league officers, and the entire Cape League family, we would like to announce and thank our 2021 corporate sponsors. With much appreciation, we recognize
the Yawkey Foundation, Curry College, Cape Cod Healthcare, the 99 restaurants, Coca-Cola bottling of Cape Cod,
Badger Sport, 47 Brand, Cape Cod 5-cent Savings Bank, Milton Cat, Mosquito Marys.
Fairway Financial, Ocean Spray, Seaside Le Mans, Rogers Gray, Franklin Sports.
Cape Destinations, Sullivan Tire, Cape Cod Times, Kinlan Grover Real Estate, Cape Cod Chamber of Commerce.
Highline Cruises, Sports Picks, On Deck Sports, Barnstable Bat, Highness Area Chamber of Commerce.
HP Hood, Sunderland Printing, Axis Bats, Quest Diagnostics, Cape Space. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
The Cape Cod Baseball League and the NCAA promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We ask for your cooperation and positive support of the participants and officials. Profanity, racial, or sexist comments or any other intimidating actions will not be tolerated. Thank you. We ask parents to keep their children off the roofs of the dugouts, away from the batting cages, and out of the bullpen areas. Please throw rubbish into the barrels and recycle the aluminum cans in special bins located around the park.
Ladies and gentlemen, state law prohibits the use of any tobacco product on school property. Thanks for keeping us in compliance.
Cameras and video cameras are permitted inside Spillane Field for personal photos but cannot be used to reproduce the game, players, or on-field events without the express written permission of the Wareham Gatemen. Use of camera or video equipment must not interfere with other fans' enjoyment of the game.
Welcome back to the Gatemen post-game show. Apologies, Julia will have our post-game interview in a moment. Meanwhile, Jack and Nick up here in the booth to break down the game for you. We didn't get a chance to talk about the Gatemen pitching, Nick. A 3-0 loss, but some really encouraging signs on the mound.
Yes, it was. It was Fitz that started the game. Richard Fitz out of Auburn went 4 innings, gave up 1 run, just 1 mistake. We talked about it all night, and normally it wouldn't be a big deal, but that home run from Gavin Cross in the first inning gave them a lead that they didn't let up for the rest of the game. Other than that, he was excellent. Struck out 5 over those 4 innings. Seamus came in relief just for 1 inning. Then Larson Kindreich, 2 innings, allowed 1 run. Didn't have his best stuff as we talked about, but that's the time to, when you need to buckle down as a pitcher. You're not always going to go out with your best stuff, and he did the job. He did the job they needed him to do without, be feeling his best, and that was his second good outing of the year. And then Paul Skeens came in, kept it at a 3-run lead for Brewster, which is the only thing you could ask for from him.
The Whitecaps really kept the pressure on. They kept getting hits and had a lot of threats early, but the Gatemen pitchers got around it, pitched out of trouble, which was something that was nice to see. They kept the hitters in the ball game, despite the fact that we weren't able to get any runs. We were still in it with the tying run at the plate in the ninth.
That's true. Actually, the team that was leaving the runners on base tonight was Brewster.
Yeah.
They did the damage where in certain situations, but there were many more chances for them to score runs. They didn't always get the job done. Gatemen pitchers did a nice job with Cross after that home run. They did a nice job with Gusenberg, who was one of the biggest X factors coming into this game, finished 0 for 3 with a walk. He came up with runners in scoring position, and he was walked, but 2 strikeouts for Gusenberg, and then it was Will Simpson that really beat him. It was a double and a single for him. He was 2 for 4, and too many walks across the board. I think I'm counting 5 or 6 walks for the second night in a row. It's been too many walks, and that's when you get into trouble. Fortunately, not a lot of those walks scored tonight, but it's not as clean as the Gatemen would like it to be, certainly.
And Brewster has been mowing through opponents recently. 2 straight shutouts for them now. A 2-0 win against Catuit. Last night they beat the Gatemen, of course, tonight 3-0. But they've exploded, came out slow, and now look really good. They look like a threat to be one of those 2 playoff teams in the West early.
Well, pitching is going to continue to change as the league goes on. You're going to have guys that come in, guys that go out. We saw that with Gusenberg on the offensive side coming in just a few days ago for the Gatemen play in just his 3rd game for them tonight. But, Rutkowski was excellent. I would guess he'll be here for the whole season, but we never really know that for sure. So things are going to change. If they can continue to get outings like this from their pitchers, they will be a threat. But they won 2 games in a row now with a combined 5 runs. So you're not going to see that particularly often in my estimation. But I mean, when you have guys on the mound who can go 6 innings, which also isn't always the case, and can keep runs off the board, what more can you ask for?
Julia Joseph has our post-game interview ready to go. Let's send it down to you, Julia.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Coach Carlejo. Now, tonight, you guys faced some tough pitchers on the Whitecaps. What makes their pitching squad so good?
Well, the guy they threw out to us is a veteran. I want to say he's a 4th or 5th year senior. So he's experienced and he knows how he wants to pitch. You know, he threw 3 pitches for strikes. He didn't walk guys. He had good stuff. And with his type of experience, you know, he's going to put himself in some successful situations, and he did a great job tonight.
And before the game, I talked to Coach Don Sneddon. He was talking about how leaving runners on base without driving in the runs has really become a struggle for the team. How can the team move forward and start driving in these runners?
Well, tomorrow's going to be a new day for us. Yesterday, I believe we had 3 opportunities late in that game with runners in scoring positions and no outs, and we weren't able to capitalize. I don't think we put ourselves in too many of those situations tonight, so hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to get back into a groove where we do have runners in scoring position, and then we'll take advantage of those opportunities.
Great. Thank you so much. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much for that, Julia. Again, the Brewster Whitecaps defeat the Gatemen 3-0. Your final from Spillane Field. The Gatemen will be back in action tomorrow at 6:45 against the Falmouth Commodores. Be sure to join us then. But for now, for our entire crew, Nick Magas, Jack Sadighian, have a great night.